Stadium located at the corner of North Avenue and Techwood Drive on the campus of Georgia Tech. It's the Ramblin' Wreckin' Hurricanes. The third member of our broadcast team, Mike Hogwood, will be roaming the sidelines for you today. Michael?
Thanks a lot, Tim. I tell you what, the team running on the field, boy, there's a lot of energy down here. Arch talked about a couple of players that have to step up today. Though really the whole team behind these young quarterbacks. For Miami, it's going to be Leonard Hankerson. This guy's caught a pass in 22 straight games, none bigger than last week against Maryland in the final minute. It was the game winner thrown to him by the youngster Stephen Morris. And how about Anthony Allen? Over his last 4 games, he's averaged 125 yards rushing a game. That's strong. I think they're going to need another 100-yard-plus game from him today. We had a chance to talk to him yesterday. Very impressive young man. He's ready to lead this team into battle today. We're ready, too, as Georgia Tech tries to become bowl eligible. Miami trying to get a road win. The kickoff straight ahead.
It's the end of the line for engine deposits. Haviland with Deposit Shield. The deposits that attack your engine every time you drive can cause friction, robbing it of performance and fuel efficiency. Haviland shields it, because a clean engine runs better. Defend your engine. Haviland with Deposit Shield.
Change. It can be right at your fingertips. Progress Energy is bringing you new ways to save energy and money. More alternative energy, like solar, and smart technology, like advanced carbon-free nuclear. Because clean, reliable, affordable power makes a difference for you and the world around you. Learn more at progress-energy.com.
Looks like I got a flat. You boys replace it? How about all 4? Without leaving me flat broke? Get it? Tough crowd.
This week, it's the Pep Boys Holiday Travel Event. Buy any 3 installed Definity tires and get the 4th tire for $1 instantly. Pep Boys will beat any tire deal by 5% guaranteed.
Pep Boys does everything for less.
It's the year-end sell-down here at Toyota of Orlando on West Colonial Drive. Hi, I'm Tom Park.
I'm Angie Stevens, and we're here with Mr. Toyota. And Tom, it's no secret this is the best time of the year to buy.
Absolutely, Angie. You get our lowest prices of the year. We give you top dollar for your trade-in, and you can buy a new 2011 Camry for $15,988, or drive home that same 2011 Camry with no money down. It's only $199 a month. Call us right now, and then visit us online, and then get to Toyota of Orlando on West Colonial.
Just about set as you watch members of the 1990 championship team walk out for the flip of the coin. Bobby Ross, the head coach there. He was the coach of the year in 1990. And, of course, the captains of that team. Jeremiah McClary and Daryl Jenkins from that 1990 title team. And what a year that was for the Yellow Jackets of Georgia Tech. But Georgia Tech won the toss and deferred, so Miami will get it first. They'll be on the field offensively to start this game. Georgia Tech will kick off. That means Scott Blair. And there's deep for Miami is Storm Johnson and Greg Cooper. Cooper's number 2 right there. You see his numbers. Beautiful day. Temperature in the 60s right now. Could reach 70 degrees by the afternoon. Clear skies. And a great crowd here. High end over end kick. Taken out about the 2, lost in the sun. He's going to have to bring it out. And Cooper out across the 10 to the 12-yard line, and Miami will start this offensively backed up. Stephen Morris with the season on the line. Down by 2 last week against the University of Maryland, and he never blinked.
Boy, what a great job by what they talk about as one of the most mature kids they've had on the campus in a long time. Stephen Morris was able to direct his team back against Maryland, down a couple times this game. This run, a 16-yard scramble on 3rd, and then here's the throw to Hankerson with 37 seconds to go that won the football game. What tremendous poise from the true freshman for Miami.
6'2", 183 pounds. True freshman, as you mentioned, out of Monsignor Pace High School in Miami, Florida. First down, left side, big hole, into the secondary. First down, move the chains, goes Damian Barry. Our CPI Security starting lineups. Coaches will tell you that Miami has the best talent in this league. As you look at the backs and receivers, Damian Barry is the workhorse. He just ran there. Hurricanes will play 4 different backs. Leonard Hankerson is the leading receiver at 6'3", mismatch guy. Offensive line, the Miami offensive line is huge. Averages 320 pounds. And they are some underachievers this year. They really haven't produced a 1,000-yard rusher since 2004. This is Barry again, his second attempt.
Well, the anchor of this defensive group up front is Brad Jefferson, the middle linebacker. He makes all their calls defensively. He's got to make a lot of tackles. He's second on the team in tackles. That's his 56th right there on the year. But when you talk to Al Grove, he's the guy that calls the shots for Al Grove's defense. There's Al right there. Calls the shots for this 3-4 defense.
Second down and 6. That's complete to Benjamin. Should be enough for the first down. It is across the 35-yard line. Defensively for Georgia Tech, Al Grove runs a 3-4. Zion Cross is a young sophomore emerging as a star. The linebackers are the action guys. Jefferson Burnett are the 2 leading tacklers. Sylvester and Ibunawe are backfield chasers. Reese and Butler are short cover corners. Edwards and Tarrant are the safeties, and they will be run support guys today. First down again, and it's Barry. Barry spins and turns like a rolling dervish and gets out across the 40.
Let's look at this 3-4 defense now. And we talked about Jefferson. Now he's trying to slide the line. He wants the D-tackle in that gap. He realized they were going left with the run. He felt like they were outflanked to that side, so he got the D-tackle to slide into that A-gap. Talked about him. He's the smart guy on that defense now. He's directing the traffic, getting people lined up.
Second down, they need 5. Barry around the corner. Up near midfield, 2 yards short. They'll move the chains again. Steven Sylvester comes up and makes the tackle.
Impressive job at a big offensive line. We talked about how big they are for Mark Whipple's offense here at the U. Boy, they've got talent across the board. You talked to Georgia Tech's coaches, Tim, and they told us, hey, you look at this group on film, it's a little scary. There's Mark Whipple, offensive coordinator for Miami.
Damian Barry already 4 carries, 28 yards. Here he is again. Slashes his way across the 45. Miami feels if it can run the ball successfully, it will win the football game.
Well, this is a Georgia Tech defense now that has a little bit of trouble stopping the run. They did a decent job last week against Virginia Tech. But right now, Miami just running student body left and right, pitching it back there to Barry and letting him pound straight ahead.
This is not unexpected by Georgia Tech. They figured they'd run the ball a lot today, and so far they have. Here he is again. Tiptoes past 1 into the secondary. This is Lamar Miller, and Miller with his first run of the game carries it across the 30 to the 28-yard line. Gain of 16.
Talking to Al Grove, defensive coordinator Georgia Tech, he says it's just another guy they line up back there that's talented. Well, this guy, Miller, redshirt freshman, ran for 127 yards on 22 carries last week. So he's already making his presence felt as just a freshman on this football team.
Is the 8th play of the drive coming up. Lamar Miller, a member of the Miami track team. He can flat out fly. First down and 10. Mars to throw. He's got problems from behind and throws it away. He could feel him coming. The pressure was coming from Ibunawe.
And you watch a quarterback, how does he feel pressure now? Play action fake. Now watch more as he feels it. He doesn't run out there, keeps his eyes down the field. Do I have anything? I don't have anything. And he throws it out of bounds. Randy Shannon talks about the maturity of this true freshman quarterback. And we proved it last week against Maryland in the last second win. And he's already shown some stuff here today.
Ibunawe chased him out. Burnett took the shortcut. Sylvester that was there as well. Second down and 10. This is Miller again. He's got a hole, and Miller has a first down. Almost broke it. Lamar Miller got his first career start against Maryland last week. Ran 22 times for 125 yards.
Watch him step on the gas pedal now. They get the pull from the backside, and then he just steps on the accelerator. Actually, a touchdown-saving tackle by Mario Edwards to the safety spot.
Again, cuts back inside the 5. Lamar Miller, touchdown Miami. 12-yard touchdown run by Miller.
Well, Miami barely broke a sweat in this drive. Look at him dominate to the inside. Huge hole. Miller running to daylight, zone play to the right. Found the crease back to the inside. And Mario Edwards, senior safety on this team for Georgia Tech, was livid with his front 7 on that play.
Matt Bosher, good snap, good hold. And the extra point is good. 11:21 to play in the first quarter. And Miami strikes on its first possession. 10 plays, 88 yards, 3 minutes and 33 seconds.
I feel like we're forgetting something. Did you tell Lori to check the mail?
Mm-hmm. Did you lock the back door? Good.
The alarm, is it set?
Let me check. Now it is.
Arm 2 away.
CPI, changing the way you look at security.
CPI made that easy.
Does it make a difference if a biscuit is baked fresh 18 days ago or baked fresh 18 minutes ago? We think so. The made-from-scratch caramel crumb biscuit, new at Hardee's.
Can you find the nuggets on this chicken? Neither could we. Introducing hand-breaded chicken tender boxes, because chickens don't have nuggets. New at Hardee's.
Remember when Christmas was magical? When the mailman delivered to the North Pole, and we all had a front row, shoulder-top seat at the parade. Let's get back there. Santa's Wonderland at Bass Pro Shops has what we've all been missing. With the arcades, slot car track, crafts, even a picture with Santa, and it's all free. That's right, free. Time passes. Hold on to Christmas.
What's with the,
hydrangeas?
Uh-huh.
Checking fees.
What?
My shrink said I need to channel my hostility towards checking fees into something beautiful.
Touch the ball.
Get rid of checking fees. Get electric orange checking from ING Direct. No, you're not rich enough fees. No fee of the month fees, because we don't like fees.
Beautiful.
Didn't take long. Miami takes the first possession right down the field to score this touchdown.
Tim, let's look at the flow here. Zone play going this direction. Now watch the center's block. Tyler Horn right here. There's the key block in the middle on the middle backer. Julian Burnett, and Miller just gets in behind his big center. You mentioned how big this O-line is. Tough to see around him, let alone when one's hitting you in the mouth.
Averaging 320 pounds, big offensive line. You put that quickness behind it. Wow. Bosher kicks off. This will be B.J. Bostic taking it at the 2. Bostic gets hit hard at the 20 and falls across to the 21-yard line. Well, the last time we saw Tevin Washington, he came in a pressure-packed situation, Dave.
Well, this was a huge run right here to extend the drive. That was on 3rd down, and then the big throw to Cone down the sidelines. Tevin Washington came in and competed hard. This ball just a little underthrown. Rock Carmichael picks it off, but Tevin Washington, forced into duty because of the Nesbitt injury, played like a veteran.
Hostile situation to come into in Blacksburg against Virginia Tech, but he played well. Play action, he's going to throw on 1st down, he's going to be sacked. McCarthy got there along with Bailey.
Bailey is one of the premier defensive players in the country, not just in the ACC. Does an outstanding job of getting around the corner. That's his 7.5 sacks of the year. He's done an outstanding job on the edge. He's been the one guy that's staying relatively injury-free on this Miami defense, and he is a beast.
So a loss of 3, they back him up. Straight ahead they go on the triple option. Give it to Allen, his first carry of the game. Still short of that 1st down mark. CPI Offensive starting lineups. Georgia Tech offense is quick motion out of a double slot. It's hard to defend against. The workhorse Anthony Allen, but Smith and Jones can fly. The offensive line banged up. Georgia Tech has used 5 different starting lineups this season. Today's starters average 288 pounds across the front, so they're not that big. And the quarterback, as we said, Tevin Washington, making his first career start this afternoon in place of Josh Nesbitt. And Tevin must have butterflies the size of eagles right now. He's got problems. Cuts back. He's out across the 30. He's got a first down. Tevin Washington finally chased down by Colin McCarthy, but the young sophomore gets the first down.
Well, Tevin has quick feet now. He might be just a tad quicker than Joshua Nesbitt. Does a great job of running through the tackle there and then gets north and south to pick up the first down, a 15-yard pickup.
And a big pickup early on for the young sophomore. The pitch on first down. Jones around the corner, breaks one tackle and picks up about 8 yards. CBI defensive starting lineups. Miami's defense held Georgia Tech to just 93 yards rushing last year. And when this line is healthy, it's scary good. Bailey is the bell cow, all ACC, 6.5 sacks. The linebackers are quick. McCarthy and Spence are 2 of the leading tacklers in the league. In the secondary, the Canes have allowed only 5 touchdown passes all year, forcing 16 interceptions. The Miami defense is ranked #1 in the Atlantic Coast Conference. Second down and short, they get the first down. Here's the carry by Allen, breaks one, almost broke it all, out to the 38-yard line.
Now this is the first part of the triple option now, as you hand to the B-back. Tevin likes it. He hands to Anthony Allen. He'll be the workhorse today. Remember, Jonathan Dwyer, all ACC performers, moved on to the National Football League, and Anthony Allen has taken that role. He has been outstanding as their B-back runner, almost 850 yards on the ground.
Everybody picking him up in chunks today. That was 14 yards. This is on first down, straight ahead to Allen. Not much there. Anthony Allen has run for almost 500 yards and 6 touchdowns in the last 4 games. Geico Scoreboard will keep you updated throughout the afternoon. All the scores. Big football weekend, not only in the Atlantic Coast Conference, but across the nation. So Georgia Tech needs 8 on second down. Keeps it. Not a good decision. Washington tattooed and a loss. McCarthy came free. He had the quarterback all the way. Loss of 2.
Well, you're going to get pressure from the inside. Now, good job of taking away the B-back, and then there's McCarthy to take the quarterback. So the 2 inside linebackers, one had the back faking back, the other had the quarterback, and McCarthy put Tevin Washington down with authority. Tevin might have pitched that ball outside to Peoples, but again, this is split-second decision-making. Tevin decided to secure the football. Great play by McCarthy from the backer spot.
McCarthy 4th in the ACC in tackles, averages 8 a game. Again, it's third down and long. Washington throws it long and out of bounds. So Georgia Tech will have to punt. Intended for Earls, but overthrown.
Yeah, and that's the side of the field for Tevin Washington. You got to be careful. Brandon Harris standing out there, a semifinalist for the Thorpe Award. Outstanding defensive back. Paul Johnson talking to Tevin.
Sean Poole will come in to punt for the Yellow Jackets. Greg Cooper is deep for Miami. Cooper is back from that knee surgery he had, getting better every week. Boy, he was some kind of talent before the knee injury. We'll see how he does in his return. This is a high end over end punt that'll hit inside the 10, take a Georgia Tech bounce, but they stop it at the 11. So a 30-yard punt, no return, 7-0 Miami. And we'll be back after a word from your local stations.
Hi, welcome to TD Bank. Right this way. You're gonna get a heck of a teller. 5'4", strong math skills, and she's a Pisces.
Well, hi, Mrs. Wilson. Hi, Emily.
You two know each other already?
Yes, Regis. Legendary service is part of what makes TD Bank America's most convenient bank.
Well, I'll bet she didn't know that Emily once handed out 837 lollipops in one day.
With legendary service, hassle-free banking, and longer hours, TD Bank is America's most convenient bank.
Drop a few letters from the word treat, and you get eat. Perhaps that's a sign that you should treat yourself to TGI Fridays. Choose from our tantalizing Black Angus Petite Sirloin or a half rack of our mouth-watering ribs for just $7.99. Now that's a deal you can sink your teeth into. Black Angus Petite Sirloin or a half rack of ribs for only $7.99. So hurry in today and treat yourself to delicious food and fun. After all, you deserve it. Only at TGI Fridays.
Take two cars, one covered by these guys, the other covered by 21st Century Insurance. They have the same coverage and, oh boy, the same door dings. Same coverage means same repairs, but drivers who switched from Progressive to 21st saved around $496 a year. And that was before we lowered our rates. Call 888-514-2121. 21st Century Auto Insurance. The same great coverage for less.
You know what all these Chevy trucks for sale have in common with a new Ford truck? Nothing.
I feel like it's about time for a change. That's a pretty sick truck.
This is the Ford F-150. You want to hop in?
Absolutely.
Best-selling line of pickups for the last 33 years. Go ahead, put yourself in the back of this. Look at the assist. Final thoughts, final observations?
Love to take a test drive.
Now, drive F-150 with 0% financing plus $1,500 toward your first 3 payments. Or get up to $7,500 in total factory savings at your local Southern Ford dealer.
A reminder, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Call Geico at 1-800-947-AUTO or visit geico.com. Bobby Dodd Stadium, legendary. Miami and Georgia Tech. Two programs steeped in tradition. Straight ahead goes Miller. Absolutely nothing. Last drive, averaged 10 yards a carry.
Yeah, the first drive is a different story. What I want you to look for is how Miami sustains the blocks. Outstanding job of blocking for Damian Berry and Lamar Miller. Look at him stay on blocks and provide opportunities to run the football. Miller, 45 yards in the drive. Berry, 35 yards, and Miller caps it with the 12-yard run right through a huge gash in the middle of the defense.
Brings up 2nd down and 10 for Stephen Morris and the Hurricanes. Morris has problems, throws incomplete. He was hit from behind. Tech came with a blitz. Al Grove brought him hard. It was a Zion cross.
This time Tech brings more people than Miami can block, and they get there just before Stephen Morris is able to squeeze the trigger, and it distorted the throw enough to where the young quarterback couldn't get it to his big-time receiver Hankerson on the outside.
First 3rd down of the game for Miami. Cross, a 6'4", 292-pound sophomore, and he came hard. Out of the gun. Steps up, that should draw a flag, you would think. There was contact, there it comes. It was intended for Bird. Butler got there just a little bit early and ran through him.
Yeah, the veteran in the secondary.
Pass interference on the defense, number 2. The ball be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
37 starts for Butler on the edge, and he's in perfect position. He just breaks a little bit too soon. Did an outstanding job of reading the play, but he got there too early, and Stephen Morris knows, hey, I get a reload.
So it'll be 1st and 10, the ball at the 21-yard line for Miami. Straight ahead goes Miller to the 25. Let's go downstairs, Michael.
Well, you saw on that play another great push by the offensive line. Randy Shannon was so happy with his offensive line on that first drive that he ran on the field and chest bumped every one of them. That's not healthy for a head coach.
There might not be a head coach that's in better shape, Hog, than Randy Shannon. I think he could still play if he needed to.
There's a look at Randy in his 4th year as head coach at Miami. His record is 27-20. Over the middle they go. That's complete. This is Hankerson, and Hankerson's off to the races. Down inside the 35 to the 30-yard line goes Leonard Hankerson. Finally caught from behind by Edwards, but it's a gain of 45.
No indecision here, Tim. Just a quick throw on the slant to the slot receiver, Leonard Hankerson. And then Hankerson's a big-time player with the ball in his hands. Georgia Tech scrambles back to get him on the ground. It was Hankerson and Morris that won it last week.
Morris not wasting any time. Scrambles his way back across the line of scrimmage, gets down to the 25, but back to Hankerson. He's ranked #1 in the ACC in receiving yards. 6'3", tough body, soft hands, and he is a mismatch against shorter cornerbacks. But didn't need a mismatch on that play, just a quick slant.
Excellent throw from Morris. Good timing route that time. And here's what Langer Hankerson is about to do. Michael Irvin, the great Michael Irvin, the Hall of Famer, sits in front of him, 1 touchdown away. How about that list of players?
Pretty talented now. He's 2nd down and 6 at the 26. Out of the eye, this is Berry. Georgia Tech defense just swarms that time to the football. You look at this defense, the leading tackler is Julian Burnett. Second is Brad Jefferson. Those are the 2 linebackers. Then come the safeties, Mario Edwards and Gerard Tarrant.
Well, this is a team in Miami that wants to run the football at Georgia Tech, and they've done pretty well with it here early in the game. And now it makes those Georgia Tech linebackers begin to squeeze the line of scrimmage. And Stephen Morris, pretty good play-action quarterback as a freshman.
Mario Edwards comes back into the ball game on 3rd down. So Georgia Tech went with speed. They brought in some folks that could cover, and with 4:43 to play, we'll take a break.
Are you ready for your talk, sir?
Just going over how Geico helps people save in even more ways. With good driver discounts, multi-car discounts, defensive driver discounts.
You! Oh, don't act like you don't recognize me. Toledo? 03?
No, it's...
It's too late, Stanley.
Actually, miss, but my name's not Stanley.
Oh. Oh, I am so sorry. From behind you look just like him. I'm just...
Well, I'd hate to be Stanley.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15%.
Moby Dick.
Searching for Bobby Dick.
AT&T and BlackBerry have teamed up to evolve the smartphone. AT&T. Rethink possible.
Only Polaris delivers true razor-sharp performance. The only trail-capable side-by-side, the 50-inch Ranger Razor. The only true sport, Razor S. And the only 4-seat sport, Razor 4. Razor, Razor S, Razor 4. Razor-sharp performance from Polaris, the #1 maker of ATVs and side-by-sides.
It has the following of a rock star, but the work ethic of a roadie. It shows up to work with something to prove every day. It's not the kind to climb the corporate ladder, but it'll be more than happy to carry a few. Get a 2011 Toyota Tundra with 0% APR. That's $47.91 average finance savings and no payments until 2011. Plus, get Toyota Care with complimentary maintenance and roadside assistance.
It was bow time earlier this morning in Atlanta. Yellow Jacket fans were up ready for the game. No better time to enjoy Bojangles tailgate than just before game time. Special 8 pieces of seasoned chicken, 4 made from scratch biscuits, 2 large fixins, half-gallon of their legendary iced tea. And there's an incomplete pass. It was intended for Hankerson.
Well, Stephen Morris has what he wants. He's got Hankerson running the out route from the slot, little half roll, and Stevens off target with a throw. Makes it a tough catch for Hankerson. He can't squeeze it on the back shoulder, and Georgia Tech has forced a field goal opportunity here for Miami.
So Matt Bosher comes on. It'll be a 41-yard attempt as long as it's 45. And his movement, flags fly everywhere. So the 41-yard attempt will change.
If this is on Tech, it's a first down, Tim. Be a huge mistake by Georgia Tech if this goes against the Yellow Jackets.
Referee today is
offside by contact. Number 92, defense. 5-yard penalty. Results in a first down.
That's Jason Peters, who jumped. He was the MVP of spring ball.
He's not the MVP of Paul Johnson right now.
And it's not springtime anymore.
Boy, and any coach, let alone Paul Johnson, that's the one that you pull your hair out on. That's just a lack of discipline up front. Hold your water, wait for the snap.
First down from the 19. Plenty of time, and it's complete down to the 5-yard line to Chase Ford. Ball's loose. Georgia Tech says they have it. Forward progress was stopped. First down, ball just outside the 5.
Well, this is Chase Ford, the tight end, kind of the third tight end in this package. Does a good job of dragging with Morris, who's booting right. And Morris puts it right on the money, and then he was blown dead. His forward progress stopped, so no review needed for any kind of fumble there.
Morris 3 for 5. They reset the clock. Reset. Now put it in play. First and goal from the 5, Miami. Berry, left side, big hole, touchdown, Hurricanes. Damian Berry. 5-yard blast by Miami.
But Tim, you talked about this offensive line, a little bit of inconsistencies up front this year, but they are dominating the line of scrimmage here in the first quarter of this football game, just blowing Georgia Tech off of the ball and reestablishing the line of scrimmage about 4 or 5 yards down the field.
So number 25, Matt Bosher, comes on to give the Hurricanes a 14-point lead. He splits the sticks, and with 4:13 to play in the first quarter, the Canes are out quickly. 9 plays, 88 yards. Both touchdown drives, 88. Champion presents how you play. 1930 model of a Ford Sport Coupe. The Ramblin' Wreck is one of the most notable traditions in all of college football. First, appearing on campus back in 1961. The Wreck is best known for leading the Yellow Jackets onto the field before every single game. And that, folks, is our champion feature celebrating the history and traditions of the ACC. Champion, it's how you play. Yeah, we saw them all over Atlanta last night. They were out. The U fans coming up from Coral Gables.
There's a nice contingency in the southwest corner here.
Fans, get your cell phones ready. It's time for the AT&T fan vote. We want you to answer this question, and I think part of this has already been answered. Text your answer, A1 or A2, to 55333, or go to acc.com and vote. You'll get the results in the second half. Right now, it's lopsided. Miami with 162 total yards against just 37 for Georgia Tech.
Huge opportunity now for Georgia Tech. They have got to find a way to answer Miami. Miami's come out with a tremendous amount of intensity in this game.
Bostic and Peoples are deep, waiting for Bosher's kick. This would be B.J. Bostic just inside the goal line. Carries it out to the 23-yard line. That's where Georgia Tech will start. Let's go downstairs to Mike Hogwood.
Well, nobody'd like to be out here any more than Joshua Nesbitt. His arm is in a sling today. But I'll tell you, his role is to pump up Tevin Washington, to talk to him. He virtually talked to him the entire time that he was over here on the sidelines. What he can do is impart some advice, because he knows how to run this option like nobody else.
Well, there's no question about that, and he sorely missed here today. Has that broken forearm, as you said, trying to make a tackle. So Tevin Washington is your guy. Here comes Jones. Tries to get around the corner, maybe a yard. Chased down by Vaughn Telemack.
This is an area that's plagued Georgia Tech this year when they want to run the ball on the edge. Talking to Paul Johnson, he's just not getting the key blocks out in space for his offense, and you've got to be able to block out on the edge, and he's a little chippy right now. That was a play that had a chance to mean something, and they just didn't get the block on the outside.
Duke scores first against Boston College as you look at the Geico scoreboard. Washington with the keeper out across the 35-yard line. That'll be a first down. Move the chains.
Excellent job by Tevin. You're going to watch a little fake here, just to freeze the player, the defensive player, just enough with the left hand, and he hits it forward for a first down. Now, Tevin got all the snaps in spring this year because Joshua Nesbitt was nursing an injury, and so he is very adept at running this offense. It's just the big stage now he's got to get used to.
pickup of 11. Anthony Allen is your ball carrier. The Georgia Tech offense was, it actually emerged from the run and shoot, but they added the option, not the wing tee. It's closer to the wishbone. And the triple option is about 20% of it. It's a combination of a lot of offenses to make a hybrid, very, very dangerous attack.
And Paul has interwoven his own ideas into it. Paul Johnson, the way he blocks it, he can mix up the blocking schemes, veer blocking, zone blocking, a number of different ways to attack it.
Straight ahead goes Allen again.
Tim, Georgia Tech has been near the top every year, but this year in particular are #1 in the country running the football. And it's a number of players that come at you. But one of those guys is standing on the sideline. That's Joshua Nesbitt.
Yeah, that triple option is a double option now with him over there. But there's a look at Allen, and he is still very dangerous. 1 for 2 on third down conversions today. They need 2 yards. Around the corner they come and stumble. Don't think they made it. Lucas Cox was stumbling before he ever got to the first down marker, and they'll be short by about a foot.
Boy, and I was talking about the block on the edge. Roddy Jones gets a great block for Cox, and he has the corner, but he loses his footing and comes up short. But this is go time for Georgia Tech. They don't have any problem going for it on 4th down.
Paul Johnson has the #1 rushing offense in the nation, as you mentioned, and they go for first on 4th down more than anybody else in the nation. Here they go, 4th. They need less than 1. They're going to try to draw him off. Now they call timeout. That was designed by Paul Johnson.
And I think here, Tim,
he wanted to see the defense.
Yeah, and I think he's got to go too. I don't think he has any choice. He does not want to punt the football back to Miami the way they're moving the ball. This will be I don't think there's any choice here for Paul. He's going to go. Probably would go anyway, but he's not going to punt the ball back to Miami.
Oh, I agree with you. That was not to draw him off sides. I think that was to see how they defended it. Enter the Get Loud sweepstakes for your chance to follow your team to the ACC Championship in Charlotte and on the Discover Orange Bowl. Weekly prizes include game tickets, autographed helmets, and Get Loud prize packs. Visit the ACC.com/loud, L-O-U-D, to enter now.
And with Miami's huge win last week against Maryland, they stay right in the thick of things. If they can get a win here, obviously they need some help against Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech's got a big one up in the Carolinas today.
All they can handle with the Tar Heels.
Yeah, they got the Tar Heels are playing extremely hot, coming off a huge win against Florida State. So Randy Shannon's team very much in the mix.
So here we go. Tevin Washington brings them up. They need less than a yard. He keeps it himself and has the first down. Terrific read by Washington. Got the snap, looked at the defense, and jiggled his way to the first.
Oh, how about the surge here of this offensive line? That's the best they've come off the ball today. Excellent job by an offensive line. They've had the mix and match with injury up front, but a good surge that time for their sophomore quarterback.
Good point there. Georgia Tech has had 5 different starting lineups this year. 8 offensive linemen have made starts. Ball on the 48. Around the corner comes Smith. He gets half of what they need. 49 seconds remain in the first quarter.
Tim, another good block by that man right there, Roddy Jones, number 20. Now, Roddy's not a big guy. He's only about 200 pounds, 5'9", 200 pounds, has outstanding speed. Remember a couple years ago at Georgia, went for over 200 yards on the ground, but he has been the best at blocking out on the edge, and they keep running the ball his way and letting him lead block.
Second down and 5. Back inside. The old Syracuse scissors. This is Jones. Ball's loose. Miami has it. Look out. Gone. Colin McCarthy. Touchdown Miami. And it's 20-0. 40-yard return by McCarthy.
Well, this is a Miami defense that came in with 24 takeaways. They were plus three in the giveaway takeaway. They had 8 fumble recoveries, 16 interceptions, and this time just a mass of defenders around Roddy. Let's see if the knee goes down before the ball comes out. Be interesting to see if that left knee, look for the left knee here now as the Miami defenders try to rake it out.
That's a bang-bang play, and as you hear announcers say so often, you need undisputable video evidence to overturn the call on the field, and I don't think they have it.
Now, and I'm not sure that the knee is ever completely down, Tim. He gets this, there's an arm underneath the leg, and I'm not sure it allows the knee to go down for Roddy Jones. And you're right. I don't know that you see enough there that would overturn McCarthy's return.
Atlantic Coast Conference officials have done a tremendous job this year on the reviews, and they don't spend a whole lot of time doing it. Georgia Tech was all but eliminated from defending its conference championship when it lost to Virginia Tech 28-21. Trying to become bowl eligible here this afternoon, take the record to 6-4, but really off to a shaky start. Miami with much more to play for, with 20 points on the board as it stands right now.
I'll tell you what, that you're right, Tim. That is really close to the left knee. I'm not so sure that left knee didn't touch. I'm glad I don't have to make this decision. I'm glad Paul Rhodes' crew, head of officials for the ACC, they do such a great job. I'm sorry, Doug Rhodes. We got Paul Johnson here coaching. Doug Rhodes, the head of ACC officials, does such a great job of getting these guys dialed in each and every week. I'm glad they get to make this decision. I don't want no part of it.
Paul Johnson on the right, Randy Shannon on the left. Both coaches watching intently.
I think you can make a case that that left knee was down after looking at it a couple of times.
I know this. Jones did the splits.
Excellent job of Alan Bailey, a big defensive end, the senior, raking the ball out, and then another senior, Colin McCarthy, scoops it up and runs for the touchdown.
Saw Colin McCarthy there. He's waiting for the replay result. Colin McCarthy with that touchdown run. We'll see if it stands. 24 seconds remaining in the first quarter of play in Atlanta. Tim Brandt, Dave Archer, Mike Hogwood waiting for the results of this. Was his knee down before the ball came loose? Georgia Tech hoping he was down. McCarthy hoping he wasn't.
Well, usually when you start thinking about taking this long, they're trying to reestablish where line of scrimmage was, time on the clock, things like that, Tim. I think the longer this deliberation goes, the better it is for Paul Johnson.
If the play stands, the floodgates are about to open. Good crowd here today. Sun-splashed afternoon in Atlanta. Almost spring-like. Temperature expected to get up to the low 70s. If you want the latest information on your favorite ACC teams, check out the new team pages section of the ACC.com. Brought to you by Toyota. See exclusive ACC video and features as well as player and team insight.
The runner's knee was down prior to the ball coming loose. It will be second down and 6 from the 48-yard line. Please reset the game clock to 40 seconds. 40 seconds on the game clock.
Go to ACC.com to see a replay that was just overturned the call. 24 seconds remain in the first quarter. And that is a huge call for the Yellow Jackets.
It certainly is. You mentioned the floodgates open. You go down 21-0 in this game. It forces Tevin Washington into a situation as a quarterback that you don't really want him in, having to throw the ball more than run it. And he has a good feel for this triple option attack. And I think if you force him into a definite passing situation, that allows Alan Bailey and Miami to get after him.
Nesbitt, Allen, and Jones are all over 1,000 yards for their career. Nesbitt is out. That's a huge loss to this offense. But whoever plays in it, Paul Johnson will tell you they have to hold on to the football. .40 seconds remain in the quarter.
Yeah, I think that the discussion here now is maybe about where the spot of the ball is.
Third down and 6. Place the game clock to 32 seconds.
Checking the down marker as opposed to the spot of the football.
Well, they have it listed as second down and 5.
They've changed it to third down now. They did not take that play off, so it's now third down and 6 for Georgia Tech.
They don't want that Missouri extra down here, huh?
They've seen enough of that. The 1990 team got enough of that one.
Too many brainiacs on this campus to let that slide. 2nd down and 6, or 3rd down rather. Still haven't changed the scoreboard. There we go. Now we've got 3rd down and 6 at the 48. Tevin Washington played the entire 2nd half at Virginia Tech. He ran for 45 yards, passed for 80 more. Now Miami takes a timeout.
Well, Randy Shannon looking for some clarification now on where he believes that Roddy Jones was tackled deeper in the backfield. If he's down, if the knee was down, he felt like he was deeper in the backfield. Maybe if we have that replay, we can re-roll that and see if we can get an idea where he touched down. Roddy Jones were tackled in the backfield, and that's what Randy Shannon is arguing right now. Let's go downstairs. Mike Hogwood.
You guys are exactly right. What Randy Shannon's question is where the ball was, where the spot was, and he says it's not where the ball is right now.
And I agree with him. I think that the ball was respotted at the original line of scrimmage prior to the Jones play. And I think Randy's upset with it.
Now, the previous play is under further review. Officials timeout.
Yeah, they're now going to review where the ball's supposed to be spotted.
Yeah, and Randy's right. It's where the knee hit. It looked like the ball.
Well, it looked like, Tim, the officiating crew, and here's the look at it. Let's see where Roddy goes down. Yeah, he goes to go down. He's going to go down on the 49-yard line, which is 3 yards
his own 49.
Shorter than where the ball is marked now. Yeah, the ball marked at the Miami 48 should be on the Georgia Tech 49. So good job by Randy Shannon.
Well, if you haven't seen enough here, you want to go back and review it yourself, just check out the Haviland ACC football highlights now online. Each week you can view action from ACC Network telecast and our archive video. Log on to ACC.com for these clips and a whole lot more from around the Atlantic Coast Conference. Randy Shannon is a semifinalist for the first annual Joe Paterno Coach of the Year Award. The win total has improved from 5 to 7 to 9 the last 3 years under Randy Shannon, but he still hears it from the Miami faithful and in the media. Look at the ACC notes on this November Saturday. Joshua Nesbitt, he's our headliner, set ACC career quarterbacking rush yards record, but broke his arm in the process. Torrey Smith now holds the ACC career kickoff return yardage record, 2,724. Montel Harris of Boston College has the most rushing yards as any ACC junior with over 3,000. And the Butkus Award semifinalists, we've got several of them. Lucas Kuechly, Nate Irving, Sean Spence. And now the call.
After further review, it will be 3rd down, 32 seconds on the game clock at the -49. The game clock will start on the ready for play signal.
So they got it right.
There's a Butkus semifinalist, Sean Spence. Outstanding football player, junior out of Miami.
Here's my question for you, David. If this is the first annual Joe Paterno Coach of the Year Award, why couldn't Joe Paterno win it?
That's true, but
he's not even a finalist.
For your own award.
For your own award. Rename it the Rodney Dangerfield. Here's the pass, and it's complete. This is Smith, and Owen Smith down to the 20-yard line before he's knocked out of bounds. And Georgia Tech now on the move.
Boy, excellent job to show sprint left. He's going to show sprint out left and pull up. And he's got Oren Smith dragging over the top. And an excellent throw from Tevin Washington on a 32-yard pickup by Oren Smith. Tim, same play they opened the game with against Virginia Tech, and Virginia Tech defended it. They knocked Oren Smith off. That time he slipped through for a big gain.
32-yard gain, as David said. And a little bit of momentum for Georgia Tech as the first quarter comes to a close. We'll be back for the second 15 at Bobby Dodd Stadium after this.
Okay, now here's our holiday gift list.
Oh, not the mall.
Well, I'll do the shopping if you do the shipping.
Shipping's a hassle. I'll go to the mall. Hey. Hi. You know, holiday shipping's easy with Priority Mail flat rate boxes from the Postal Service. If it fits, it ships anywhere in the country for a low flat rate.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, you're good. Good luck.
Priority Mail flat rate shipping starts at just $4.90, only from the Postal Service, a simpler way to ship.
I'm not just some guy that walks into the branch. They actually know me as Kevin, hectic father of 3. Girls.
Getting a congratulations note right after he was born really made a difference.
How about this? A check card that provides extra protection when I use it.
The biggest difference? Never being taken for granted by your bank.
The bank you're looking for is the bank SunTrust has always been. Experience the difference. Live solid, bank solid.
Let's go! ACC football is in full swing, and the ACC road trip, powered by the John Deere Gator, is right in the middle of it all. From the best restaurants and parties to the craziest tailgates and game day traditions, ACC Road Trip has ACC football covered. And don't forget to visit theacc.com to register to win a 2011 Gator XUV 825i. The ACC Road Trip, powered by the John Deere Gator. Buckle up, because it's going to be one wild ride.
Thank you very much.
Act like a
Excuse me.
Hey, Jake, what are you doing? Having a photo shoot with the new Sharp Quatron LED TV? Now that's a supermodel.
You know the Sharp Quatron adds a 4th color, yellow, to the standard red, green, and blue color system, creating the most brilliant colors ever seen on TV.
Beautiful. Was I supposed to know this stuff?
No, we are at H.H. Gregg.
When you add yellow, you're golden.
And right now, save even more on Sharp Quatron LED TVs at H.H. Gregg.
Back here at Georgia Tech, here's Orrin Smith. He's got to get through these 2 linebackers. He's got to find a way to work his way through. And he finds a way to work his way through the linebackers into the backside.
Only Georgia Tech's second pass of the game. So what could have been a 21-0 Miami lead, now 14-0 with Georgia Tech threatening. Here's a pitch back to Peoples, and again, they lose yardage. John Spence with the tackle, loss of 6.
What an excellent job by Spence. We just talked about him being a Butkus semifinalist, and those are the kind of plays that puts him on this list. Outstanding football player. Leads the team in tackles coming into today.
Change things now for Tevin Washington. He needs 15. Not much at all for Anthony Allen. Anthony Allen hit immediately. Time now for our Progress Energy Progress Report as we look at the first quarter statistics, David. See the time of possession surprisingly close. Total yards, not so much. Miami starting big, rolling hard. 14-0 lead, almost 21. They had 20 on the board. They took it down. It's a bang-bang play. Knee was down, overruled the call on the field. Meanwhile, 3rd down and 15 at the 24 for Georgia Tech. Washington gets a block on the corner, looks for help. Now he gets around the corner and stumbles at the 21. Buchanan and McCarthy made the stop.
He gets flushed. He wanted to throw the ball right, didn't like the look, scrambles back to his left. And Raymond Buchanan is able to get him on the ground. Buchanan right there, 45, doesn't make the tackle. Tevin Washington has a lot of room to run. Outstanding play by the junior linebacker.
So Scott Blair comes on to attempt a 38-yard field goal and get Georgia Tech on the board this afternoon. He's 11 for 13. This has plenty of distance, and it's good. So the Yellow Jackets are on the scoreboard. Time for a chili cheese slaw dog at one of the great institutions of Atlanta, the Varsity. It's 14-3 Miami, and the Canes will have it when we come back.
So I'm on a red-eye back from a bachelor party with my buddy Mike, who is a terrible, terrible dancer. He's actually right, but what up, Mike? Hey, dude. Yeah, this is how he dances. It's haunting. Anyway, while I was away, the E-Trade machine, thanks Martha, worked its techno magic, triggered my stop-loss orders, saved me a pant load.
Please fasten your seatbelts.
Dad? No, Mike, that's the pilot. He's making an announcement. Dad? Ugh.
Upgrade to first-class investing technology at E-Trade.
Please enter code. System is disarmed.
Amy just got home.
Did you call?
No, my CPI InTouch system just sent me a message and picture.
Your security system does that? Wow. How's Amy doing coming home alone?
Oh, she's fine, and I feel a lot better now that we have CPI.
CPI, changing the way you look at security. Call today for installation in your home or business.
The official app of the ACC is now available. You're a download away from having the Atlantic Coast Conference at your fingertips.
Oh, nice play with the steal. They got numbers.
Live scores and stats, exclusive videos, live streaming, schedules, standings, news, and more.
He's running through the secondary. Touchdown!
Download it now for your iPhone and iPod Touch.
It has the following of a rock star, but the work ethic of a roadie. It shows up to work with something to prove every day. It's not the kind to climb the corporate ladder, but it'll be more than happy to carry a few. Now lease a new 2011 Toyota Tundra Double Cab for $289 a month. Plus get Toyota Care with complimentary maintenance and roadside assistance.
Closed captioning for ACC football is brought to you by Bojangles' famous chicken and biscuits. It's bow time. 13:05 to play in the first half. 14-3 Miami.
Well, and I think you get a measure of confidence if you're Georgia Tech. You move the football, which you'd been unable to do against Miami prior to that point. You'd like to have gotten 7, but you put some points on the board, and now your defense maybe gets a little bit of momentum out of that.
Scott Blair to kick off. Johnson and Cooper are deep, standing at their own goal line. This is a short kick. They'll take it at the 10. This is Cooper. And Cooper gets out to the 24-yard line, and that's where Miami will start. Well, the overturned fumble was huge because instead of being 21-0, now it's 14-3, and Georgia Tech still very much in it.
Yeah, a monster break for Georgia Tech that the ball did not get returned for a touchdown, that Roddy Jones was called down on the run. Atachu, this is a kid they're really excited about. 45, helmet comes off, still comes down and makes a tackle. He is a kid. Jeremiah Atachu is a guy that Al Groh just raves about, and we will see him on defense at some point today.
Damian Berry in the backfield with Morris. Hankerson has a blocker inside. Very nice design on the play. Good execution. Tarrant finally makes the stop.
Well, very similar to what you need from Georgia Tech is blocking on the perimeter. That's what Miami gets here in the screen to Hankerson. Good job of blocking out on the edge. This is part of the run game out on the perimeter. Easy, quick throws and let Hankerson run with it.
Pickup of 8 yards. Here's Berry, right side. Slashes across the 35, has a first down. Tackle made by Steven Sylvester. Let's go downstairs to Mike.
You mentioned, Tim, that Stephen Morris was in January, got a lot of experience, but they were hoping he wouldn't play this year. They wanted to redshirt him, but Alonzo Highsmith hurt his wrist. He was the backup. Spencer Whipple was ineffective against Virginia, and as Randy Shannon says, we had to go with our number 4 quarterback, but he's answered the bell.
Yeah, that's for sure, Hog. I don't know that he's number 4 on the list anymore.
Berry across the 40 to the 42-yard line.
There were a lot of questions in Miami after the effort by Morris against Maryland. 286 yards in the air, the long touchdown late in the game to beat Maryland to Hankerson. But Morris is a kid that they started talking about. Randy Shannon tried to dispel any type of controversy for quarterback because Ja'Cory Harris probably will be back next week from a concussion.
They've got Berry rolling now. He gets out. He's got the corner. Look out into the secondary. And out to the 45-yard line. Damian Berry became the feature back after Javaris James graduated. He's a power back, but you saw his speed there and a gain of 13.
Boy, good job here now as you start looking at how they seal the edge, and that's what you call setting the edge in the run. Find the edge, get it set. It's either defensive or offensive. It's set. That time Miami set it for their ground game, and Barry up the field.
Barry goes out. He's got 13 carries, 65 yards, and Cooper gets tackled in the backfield. There is a flag down on the play. But Barry goes out for a breather on that play, and he is rolling right now. He was limited in practice with a cold, had some flu-like symptoms, but looks good here today.
Illegal block in the back. Number 83, offense. 10-yard penalty. First down.
The ACC is now on Facebook. Log on to Facebook and become a fan of the Atlantic Coast Conference. Get breaking news, conference updates, and connect with other ACC fans from around the world. ACC on Facebook. This is Miami's first penalty. It takes them back to the 45. 11 minutes to play in the half. Cooper now as your setback. Here's Coop to the 48.
An excellent job that time by Julian Burnett, the linebacker, number 40. Julian Burnett does an outstanding job of sliding across to the inside backer spot, filling the hole. Burnett just 5'10", 220 yards. And Tim, you and I had a chance to talk to Julian Burnett yesterday, and he was ready to play yesterday about noon.
Hey, we'll see you next Saturday. NC State in Chapel Hill against North Carolina. That's always a good old-fashioned Donnybrook. And we'll be there for that one at noon. Second down and 17. Morris complete. Benjamin can flat out fly, but he gets back to the line of scrimmage, the original line of scrimmage, and that's it. His 32nd catch of the year.
Yeah, good job here now by Georgia Tech. They're going to play the deep zone. You see the linebacker Sylvester removed out in space, playing the deep zone coverage, and then Reese, 26, comes up and finishes the play.
Third down, and it's dropped. Benjamin was wide open. That would have been 6. He had gotten behind everybody.
Now Mario Butler misreads this play, Tim. He thinks it's going to be a throw to the slot, and he's going to jump the slot, and the ball goes over the slot's head and hits Benjamin in the flat. If Benjamin catches this, he scores a touchdown. Boy, misread by Butler, or the throw was high from Morris. Either way, Georgia Tech dodged the bullet right there.
Hey, this is the first punt for Miami this afternoon. Matt Bosher averages 45 yards. Tarrant takes this one inside the 10, looks for help, and tiptoes across the 19. 9:47 to play in the first half. There's some folks out there getting ready for halftime. We're almost there. Is the meat looking good? We'll be back after a word from your local stations.
Wait, is this a joke? I'm getting that queasy feeling that sometimes accompanies jokes.
Do I look like I am joking?
No, but that's sometimes part of it.
The Office. Tonight at 6 on My 65. On the next 2.5 Men.
Am I old enough to have coffee now?
Still think armpit farts are funny?
Yeah.
Then no. Tonight at 7 on My 65.
Your attention, please. Experience the extraordinary. See Blue Man Group live at the Sharp Aquos Theater at Universal Orlando. Right now, Florida residents can experience Blue Man Group and save $30 off the box office price. You don't just see Blue Man Group, you become a part of it.
Hi, welcome to TD Bank. Hi. Welcome to America's most convenient bank. Welcome to America's most convenient. Oh, hi, ladies. Welcome. Next. Welcome. Welcome. Welcome.
Regis, what are you doing?
TD Bank is America's most convenient bank, and to prove it, I've been holding this door all day.
It's America's most convenient bank because it has legendary service, hassle-free banking, and the longest hours around.
You can say that again.
With locations from Maine to Florida, TD Bank is America's most convenient bank.
To thank you for making Pizza Hut your favorite pizza, we're offering 2 mediums with up to 3 toppings for just $6 each. This offer only lasts 10 days, ending November 20th, so don't miss out. 2 medium pizzas, only $6 each, ending November 20th, and only at your Pizza Hut. When you're craving wings, only authentic Pizza Hut Wing Street wings will do. Choose traditional, crispy bone-in, or boneless, and dive in to 8 and 10 sauces like buffalo burnin' hot or garlic parmesan. Bold, delicious Wing Street wings, only at your Pizza Hut.
Ooh, can I have the box? Look at me. I'm an Iraq war vet in 10 years.
Now we're gonna take good care of them.
Next, Family Guy. Tonight at 10 on My 65.
You are watching the ACC Network, an exclusive production of Raycom Sports. Glad to have you along. Tim Brandt, Dave Archer, Mike Hogwood with you. The entire ACC crew is with us. Spectacular Sunsplash day at Bobby Dodd Stadium. First down and 10, ball at the 20. Georgia Tech with the option. Back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all that's there for Washington.
Tim, let's look at Tevin Washington's day to this point. Little option play here, does a great job, little ball fake. But he gets introduced to McCarthy and Bailey, and then another big hit coming up right there. But then he comes back. The kid's resilient. How about this throw to Orrin Smith, 32-yard gain. So the kid has come to play today, and he's trying to make a play here for Georgia Tech.
Really a tough offense to defend against, and yet Miami doing a heck of a job. Did one last year, too. Held them under 100 yards rushing. This is Smith around the right side. Look out. Out to the 35. We'll see where the mark is at the 36-yard line. Orrin Smith, his 27th carry of the year. He's over 300 yards, and he picks up 16 there.
Talk about blocking on the edge. They get the edge sealed. They get the edge sealed here. They also get the block from Cone right there, and that's what clears the way for Orrin Smith. Outstanding job by Georgia Tech out on the edge to get one of their burners the ball.
Told you this is a combination of a lot of different offenses. They need to get it rolling. This is Allen, tries to pick up a few tough yards. Boy, he's limited in space in there, and he lines up right behind the quarterback. He's got to read quickly.
We talked to Anthony about the difference of playing the B back, which is the back right behind the quarterback, or the A back, those two backs that are slotted on the edge. He talked about how the decision making has increased exponentially for him because he's so close to the line of scrimmage. He explodes off the ball straight ahead. It's one cut and go downhill.
Second down and 7. Here's the pitch outside. This is Peoples. Well defended by Miami.
Boy, good job of Vaughn Telemack coming up from the safety spot. We talked about the blocks on the edge and how important they are in the option game. And here Telemack comes up, defeats the block on the outside, and blows up Peoples on the option pitch.
Miami's defense is smart. It's aggressive, talented, extremely confident. Telemack reading, reacting. Bring up third down and 4 for Georgia Tech. Good play here. Back to Peoples. People has the sideline and loses his footing, but he's down inside the 40.
Well, Georgia Tech starting to find a home now. They're running the ball left a lot. We talked about Roddy Jones getting out front to block. You're going to see number 20, Roddy Jones, leading out in front. Watch the block on the corner right there, and Peoples in behind. Boy, Peoples a step away from taking that one to the house on an 18-yard pickup.
Great read by Washington to fake the dive and get it out on the pitch. And a whistle and a foul. Flags come in. A little bit of movement, I think, before the snap by Georgia Tech.
Offense, number 77. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
So Uzi having a terrific year from Lithonia, Georgia. He's called for the movement.
As Roddy Jones standing on the sideline catching a breather. Boy, he's in an outstanding. We talked about Paul Johnson talks about how important it is to block on the edge. Roddy gets that. He's a really good runner with the football, but he understands he also has a role in allowing them to run both sides of the field, and he has made some key blocks today. He's a veteran guy. I talked about his big day at Georgia, over 200 yards 2 years ago. He's become a complete back for Paul Johnson.
First and 15, and again, Smith on that left side. He had a little bit of a crease, but lost his balance and stumbled on his own.
Look at that left side. You see Cox getting out in front, trying to get the block. Well, he got a good block there, but Smith just could not keep his feet.
Second down, 11 from the 40.
Paul's called a lot of plays to that left side, and it's been the wide stuff that's caused problems for Miami.
They need 11 yards, and they're not going to get it there. Washington hit immediately. Oh, my. Regis and Forston and McCarthy met him at the line.
We talk about split-second decision-making. Bailey is in charge of taking the quarterback. Bailey's right here. He's going to crash to the inside and meet the quarterback. Now it's up to Tevin. Now he should pitch that football to Roddy Jones. Just a bad decision by the redshirt sophomore quarterback, and he pays the price as one of the top players in the country. As Bailey's parents look on, Alan Bailey, one of the great players in this nation, not just in the ACC, one of the really good defensive players in the country.
Georgia Tech 3 for 6 on third down conversions today. Looking into the corner, this is going to be incomplete, intended for Stephen Hill. But there's some serious bumping and grinding going on between Hill and Harris.
But it's a tough matchup out there now. Brandon Harris does an outstanding job on the edge. Let's look at the pressure now that Tevin's under. Does a good job of sprinting out. They try to move the pocket for him. He's going to take a big lick at the back end of that. Again, McCarthy. Boy, McCarthy's probably giving him his address, and they're exchanged Christmas cards after this game. He's been tattooing him regularly.
That was inexperienced. Chance on that.
To eat a 240-pound linebacker, and it's really hard to be accurate with the throw.
Going for it on fourth down and 11. Here's the pitch. Not going to get there. Smith picks up one. He's 10 short.
Now, good adjustment by Miami that time. They knew that Georgia Tech had been running the ball wide, so they get a number of players to outflank Georgia Tech on the edge and are able to make the play.
Sean Spence with a terrific play. He had a terrific 2008 set out last year with injuries, but he's back and having an impact.
Concussions occur in all sports. A concussed player who toughs it out risks serious injury. If you suspect a player is concussed, remove him from action, no matter how it affects your pride or your game plan. Raise your concussion awareness at usafootball.com.
AT&T covers 97% of all Americans. Rethink possible.
Build your better breakfast at Subway with a $2.50 breakfast combo. Get a 16-ounce cup of piping hot Seattle's best coffee and a savory new Sunrise Subway milk built fresh to your order for just $2.50. Subway, build your better breakfast.
Quick, where's your phone? Got it? Okay, now text this keyword to Fox4U right now. You could win a $50 Subway Restaurants cash card, so text the keyword on your screen to Fox4U now. If you ain't texting, you ain't winning. That $50 worth of great Subway taste is waiting. Subway, eat fresh.
What a great day in Atlanta. Some folks couldn't get tickets to this game. They're at the Aquarium today. Boy, is that ever spectacular. This is just a great city of Atlanta.
Beautiful place.
Miami averaging almost 8 yards a carry. Here they are on first down and 10. Batted down at the line. It'll bring up second down and 10. Incompletion for Stephen Morris.
Morris wanted Hankerson on the deep curl route that time. Good job. Georgia Tech elevating their hands and batting the ball down.
Brad Jefferson is long.
Boy, he does a good job of getting up there, batting the football away.
He's a co-captain of this defense. 4 sacks, 6.5 tackles for loss. There's Hankerson. They run the ball instead. This is Miller. Gain of 2. Well, in their first 3 possessions, touchdown, touchdown, and then punt. Of course, they had a defensive touchdown called back. Could have been a difference maker. Hard to believe they've only had 3 possessions, this being their 4th.
Yeah, and Algro's defense now has made some adjustments. They've done a better job of limiting the ground game and forcing Miami into these situations, 3rd and long.
They need 8. To the outside and overthrown. It was intended for LeRon Byrd, and Morris knew it sailed on him.
Got pressure off the edge. Again, Al Groh dials up some pressure and is able to get in the face. There's Al. He does a good job. He talked to us yesterday. He's not quite have the bodies that he wants defensively yet. Remember, this is a switch from 4-3 to 3-4, and they're trying to get those big, long bodies that he's used to playing those linebacker spots. But so he has to dial some things up, and pressure is one of them.
Botcher's punt is a knuckleball. Tarrant will have to move back to fair catch it at the 16-yard line. Well, you mentioned Al Groh starting to dial it up and find out what's going on. That's the first 3 and out for Miami today. Time to update our AT&T fan vote. We asked you earlier this question. You see the current voting percentages on the screen. Who will have more total yards? Still time to participate. Just text your answer A1 or A2 to 55333 or go to ACC.com and vote. We'll give you the results in the second half.
We talked about this Miami team, Tim, as you see Al Groh addressing those guys on the sideline, that they are very much alive in a title chase. They have to have one thing happen for them. They need Virginia Tech to lose a game because they get Virginia Tech next weekend.
Going down the sidelines, incomplete. Terrific play made by JoJo Nicholas, knocking it away at the last second. Number 29 was in his hip pocket. Watch the end of this.
Boy, look at the left hand come in right at the end, keeps the right hand off of the receiver and is able to bat it away. Melton trying to reach back. Ball just slightly underthrown, but still an excellent job by Nicholas to come across and bat it away.
Great job. Tyler Melton thought he had the completion. Washington just 1 for 4 now for 32 yards. And for Georgia Tech, punt, field goal, and gave it up on downs. Straight ahead we go. Allen, big hole, still on his feet across the 35. Anthony Allen's biggest run of the day.
And here's part of the beauty of what Georgia Tech will bring at you now. You see Miami starting to defend the edge, so hey, we're going to hit you with the big guy up the middle. Anthony Allen came in as the top rusher next to Joshua Nesbitt on this football team and does a good job of reestablishing the middle part, or the first part, of the triple option.
Pickup of 20 yards. Washington keeps it across the 40. How about the roll that Anthony Allen has been on? Slow start here today, but he's run for almost 500 yards and 6 touchdowns over the last 4 games.
A huge day a week ago Thursday night against Virginia Tech when he went for 125 yards in that game on 23 carries.
Allen has 49 yards here today. He's well over 2,500 for his career. 2nd down and 5. Still on his feet across midfield into Miami territory. Tevin Washington with a good solid run, and how about the ball fake at the line of scrimmage?
Well, this is an interesting concept now. What they're going to do is they're going to run the B back in. He's going to get a block. Roddy Jones is going to fold back in here, and he's going to get a block. And Tevin Washington is your lead back in an I formation ISO play. Boy, that's a good job. Just a wrinkle that Paul Johnson has in this triple option offense.
Naval Academy has made a living off of that play. Washington now with 40 yards. Under 3 minutes we go in the first half. Anthony Allen again to the 45. Reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll have analysis, highlights, statistics, and a whole lot more for you. That's all coming up on the Hardy's Halftime Report. Great day here in Atlanta. Bobby Dodd Stadium, Grant Field. They're honoring the 1990 National Championship team. What a year that was for the Yellow Jackets. Washington gets back to the line of scrimmage. This will bring up 3rd down and about 7. So with 2:22 to play in the first half, timeout on the field. We'll take one as well.
I'm not just some guy that walks into the branch. They actually know Miss Kevin, hectic father of 3. Girls.
Getting a congratulations note right after he was born really made a difference.
How about this? A check card that provides extra protection when I use it.
The biggest difference? Never being taken for granted by your bank.
The bank you're looking for is the bank SunTrust has always been. Experience the difference. Live solid, bank solid.
Could switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Can football announcer Andres Cantor make any sport exciting?
Ha sido una partida intensa hoy. Jadrowski está pensando. Veamos qué va a hacer. Moverá la reina, moverá el caballo. ¡Qué tensión! ¡Viene! ¡Gol!
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Here's who named the Toyota Camry the best mid-sized sedan of 2010. And here's who named the Toyota Camry the best-selling car since 2002. The Toyota Camry. And now you can get America's #1 selling car at an amazing price. Get a Toyota Camry with 0% APR. That's $4,000 average finance savings and no payments until 2011. Plus, get Toyota Care with complimentary maintenance and roadside assistance.
We took a long stroll last night through Olympic Park. Fountains still looking great. City of Atlanta.
You didn't let Hawk get in the sprint in the fountain, did you? You kept him out of the fountain.
That's where he showered today. 3rd down and 7. A ball on the 45. Flag comes in before we start. And again, Georgia Tech moved.
False start. Offense, number 77. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Morgan Uzi gets called for early movement. I'm sure that thrilled Paul Johnson right there. He really likes Uzi, though. I think he thinks that Uzi is his top offensive lineman, but he gets to come over and talk to Paul.
Well, that's the 2nd one for Uzi, and it's the 4th penalty for Georgia Tech here in the first half.
And that was the comment as he came on. How many times do we see that today?
3rd down and 12. Washington has not been successful with the passing game, and he's in trouble again here. Marcus Forston will get credit for the sack. That's 2 sacks against Washington, and it'll bring up 3rd down and a taxi ride now for Georgia Tech.
And this is the #2 sack team in the ACC behind Florida State.
So Miami takes a timeout. They've got 1 left here with 2:10 to play in the first half. Hey, Route 49 Records recording artist and hit songwriter Bridget Tatum opened our broadcast with her energetic anthem, Loud. It's the ACC football theme song for the 2010 season and is included on her just-released self-titled album, which can be purchased on iTunes. The video celebrating the excitement of ACC football can be viewed on Bridget's website, and a ringtone for the song can also be purchased by texting LOUD to 26000. Halftime, they're honoring the 1990 Georgia Tech football team coached by Bobby Ross, ACC champions and national champions. How about this? What a year that was. We saw Daryl Jenkins and Jeremiah McClary, honorary captains today. We'll check in with them at halftime. Should be spectacular. Sean Poole is going to try to punt it away. He'll try to pooch it into the corner. That ball will hit, well, out of bounds, and it'll be marked way up. What about let's see where he stops, 19-yard line. So a 33-yard punt when all is said and done. Miami has 1 timeout and 2 minutes and 3 seconds to work with. Look at the Geico scoreboard. Vanderbilt leading Kentucky. Northwestern up on Iowa.
Now if you're Randy Shannon, you get your freshman that proved to you last week he can move the football into 2-minute offense. So I think this is a green light special now for Randy Shannon and his offense as he lets Stephen Morris go to work.
Right side, this is Miller. Miller's got speed, and the elusive Lamar Miller has a big gain. Reese tackled him after 12 yards. Moves the chains.
Just a quick hitter with the ghost being the fake reverse, and the fake reverse is to try to freeze the linebacker's eyes just to count to allow the offensive line to get the next level, and Miller splits it for a nice pickup.
He's got 63 yards, had 125 last week. Here Morris throws incomplete. That was intended for Benjamin.
It's good tight coverage over there. Dominic Reese, the corner to that side of the field, did not give a lot of ground that time to Benjamin. He broke on the ball right away.
Reese moved from safety to corner. He's out of Auburn, Alabama. Auburn with a big game against Georgia. We'll see Cam Newton starts in that game. Clock continues to move down to 1:30.
And because Georgia Tech had to burn some timeouts early in the half, they've only got one left. So Paul's kind of holding on to that timeout. And I think that if Tech's able to get a stop here, he'll use the timeout, give himself an opportunity on offense.
Using a lot of clock, down to 1:13. Third down, and they need 13. Morris with plenty of time and plenty of room to run. He's out close to the first down, be about a yard short. Under a minute.
I would expect a timeout from Paul Johnson here.
There it is. They stop the clock.
You see the athleticism of Stephen Morris right there.
Georgia Tech. That's their third and final charge timeout. It's a 30-second.
6'2", 185 pounds. This is a kid, an outstanding career in high school. Monsignor Pace High School, Miami, Florida. 41 touchdown passes his junior and senior year. Very accomplished player in that region of the country.
Morris, a very hard-working, mild-mannered guy. His parents own a Christian-based public relations marketing advertising agency.
There's Ja'Cory Harris leaning in, the All-ACC performer at quarterback, outstanding player. Suffered a concussion a few weeks ago and has been sitting out. Been a tremendous performer for Miami in his first 3 seasons.
Now Harris went to Northwestern High School in Miami, where so many big-time players come out of. Quite a difference between Harris and Morris in their high schools. Here's
Watch
the injury.
this hit right here. Boy, just a monster hit against Virginia. This is a game that Ja'Cory obviously started, was injured early in the football game. Miami went on to lose that game at Virginia.
Now Harris did throw some in shorts this week down in Miami. They're trying to get him ready for the Virginia Tech game, which is up next Saturday. And now Miami will take a timeout. That's their final timeout. So both teams now out of timeouts.
Well, Ja'Cory Harris, who has directed this show for the last couple of years, has been an outstanding player.
Well, as you look at his numbers here, Arch, you know, he has to be the most pivotal Cane player in decades. I mean, he controls the fate and future of Miami football resurgence.
How about his day he had against Georgia Tech a year ago? 33 completions over 400 yards, or I mean in his career, 33 completions over 400 yards and 5 touchdowns just against Georgia Tech in his career.
Had one of the best Septembers ever last year, and remember, he created that Heisman buzz last October.
Right. 20 of 25 in this game a year ago, 270 and 3 touchdowns against the Georgia Tech team in a big win early in 09.
So Matt Bosher comes on to punt it away with 52 seconds remaining in the half. Gerard Tarrant will be standing at his 20, and he is dangerous. They come with pressure. This is a high tail wagger. Tarrant will go all the way back to the 14-yard line. And he'll fall down on about the 13. He was battling the sun all the way and just wanted to make sure he secured the football. He's still seeing spots.
Well, now if you're Paul Johnson, because you're so deep in your own territory, this is where you got to be very careful with the redshirt sophomore quarterback. Obviously, the passing game is something they use to kind of keep defenses off them so they can run it. So I would think this would be very conservative here. 42 seconds left, no timeouts. I think you run the football, maybe get an explosion play. If you get one, then you rethink it. But right here, I think they'll be very conservative.
Good call, Dave. He's only thrown 4 times. He's 1 for 4. And with 42 seconds left, you just want to hold and secure the football. They'll be going after it. They'll be trying to strip it down here. Neither team with any timeouts left. As we tick off the last 30 seconds of this first half in Atlanta.
Well, Miami blew in here like a hurricane in the first quarter, Tim. It looked like they were going to blow Georgia Tech off the field. Credit Paul Johnson, Al Groh to steady the ship a little bit. Got a fortunate break because the fumble was not returned for a touchdown, and they've been able to anchor down a little bit. And now this is a football game going into the second half.
Final seconds tick off here at legendary Bobby Dodd Stadium. Grant Field being cleared to celebrate the 1990 national championship team at Georgia Tech. So they strike up the band. The Ramblin' Wreck. Let's go downstairs to Mike Hogwood. Mike.
Randy Shannon making his way over here. Coach, I'll tell you what, on that first drive, your offensive line really dominating there at the line of scrimmage.
Well, you know, we came out and we know we had to establish a run game against Georgia Tech because they're a physical football team just by nature. And we got to ride those big guys up front to give us a chance today.
Yeah. What about your defense? You have to be proud, at least for this first half.
First half, very proud, but then, you know, they started making yards towards the end of the second quarter. So a couple of plays we have to go in the locker room and adjust to what they had presented to us.
Okay, anything else you're going to tell the guys at halftime here?
Well, we got another 30 minutes of football. Task is 0-0 right now. We're tied up, so you can't look at the score, but now you got to keep playing hard.
All right, Randy Shannon headed to the locker room with his Miami Hurricanes on top here, 14-3. We're at halftime.
ACC football is brought to you by your local Toyota dealers, by Hardee's, by Geico, and by Progress Energy.
Does it make a difference if a biscuit is baked fresh 18 days ago or baked fresh 18 minutes ago? We think so. The made-from-scratch caramel crumb biscuit. New.
Can you find the nugget? Introducing hand-breaded chicken tender boxes, because chickens don't have nuggets. New at Hardee's.
At Polaris, we designed a trail-dominating legend, the Sportsman XP, to lead a new team of smooth-riding trail runners. We made a versatile, powerful, mid-size Ranger, launching a new group of value-minded workhorses. And we made the ultimate hunting vehicle, the Ranger XP, even better, heading up a new team of hard-working hunting machines. Polaris, hardest working, smoothest riding. Now during the Polaris Holiday Sales Event, get a free winch with select 2011s or up to $1,000 in rebates on select 2010s.
No mom in the history of moms has ever turned down a handmade ornament. She never wondered if there would be enough room for it on the tree. This year, find a new place for one from Santa's Wonderland in Bass Pro Shops, where kids can hang out with elves and make a craft, try the RC trucks, see the model trains, and get their picture with Santa all for free. That's right, free. Time passes. Hold on to Christmas. This week, kids can make a free craft stick reindeer.
The University of Miami is on the move.
We're revealing the mysteries of the world, from the eye of the hurricane to the human genome. We're creating oceans of knowledge and helping to shape citizens of the world. We're making a difference right now in the classroom, the laboratory, and on our playing fields. So keep watching us.
The University of Miami. It's all about the U.
Hey ACC fans, here's your chance to win tickets to the Dr. Pepper ACC Football Championship, Discover Orange Bowl, or your favorite ACC team's bowl game. All you have to do is enter the Get Loud sweepstakes. Visit theacc.com for more details.
Time for Hardee's to present our Hardee's halftime report. Try Hardee's new hand-breaded chicken tenders, freshly prepared on the premises. What a gorgeous day today in Atlanta and Miami. On top of the homestanding Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets by a score of 14-3. This game started out like Miami might break it wide open and run away with it. Georgia Tech got a very fortunate call in this game when a fumble was ruled down, or else it might be 21-3 right now at this point. But the Yellow Jackets started to get some things going towards the end of the half, as you heard Randy Shannon say a moment ago. But that Miami defense early was awfully stout here. Only allowed, of course, 3 points in the half. 178 total yards. That's way below Georgia Tech's average. 2 sacks on Tevin Washington as he tried to throw the ball a little bit, but that was unsuccessful. Georgia Tech kept out of the end zone in this first half. But again, I'll say that Randy Shannon going to that locker room said Georgia Tech has found some answers to that defense. They've got to go in the locker room and make some adjustments. And you know that Paul Johnson's going to be making some adjustments to get that offense going even more. Fans, come along for the ride this year with the newest installments of ACC Road Trip, powered by the John Deere Gator XUV. Our man Tommy Kane was on hand for last week's thriller as Georgia Tech took on Virginia Tech. But before he got on campus, he did a little sightseeing at the Dixie Tech Caverns. It was an educational trip for TK as he checked out rock formations millions of years ago. But he also got the scare of a lifetime before heading to Blacksburg, where, of course, he took in some ribs and got in some tailgating with the Hokie fans before seeing the home team come back and stay undefeated in ACC play at 5-0. Check out all the scenes and enter for your chance to win a 2011 John Deere Gator XUV at the ACC.com/road trip. Bobby Ross talking to the crowd here.
God bless you all.
He was, of course, the coach of that 1990 team. We'll talk to him in the third quarter about what was one of the most special years in Georgia Tech football history. Listen to this crowd honor these guys. Hard to believe that that was 20 years ago. We'll be back with more here at halftime in Atlanta. 14-3 our score.
All right, you ready? Wait a minute. I forgot to set the alarm at home. How do you know?
Well, my CPI and touch system just sent me a reminder. I can either set it from here or with my BlackBerry.
Huh.
Check it out.
So is it on now?
Yes. I can even view live video of my home.
Wow. Let's go.
Arm to away.
CPI, changing the way you look at security.
There is only one place where great students and advanced technology strike just the right note.
How does the new GMC Sierra PowerTech go to work? With a 5.3-liter V8, an Eaton automatic locking rear differential, Bluetooth connectivity, and 3 months of XM radio. The engineers at GMC put more into the new Sierra PowerTech so you can get more out of it. And now get more when you use your $14.95 PowerTech discount to get a total value of $6,000 on the 2011 GMC Sierra.
Warning, Accutane, the acne drug used by millions, has recently been recalled by the manufacturer. According to the FDA, the use of Accutane has been linked to ulcerative and acute colitis, Crohn's disease, inflammatory bowel disease, and proctitis in some patients. If you or someone you love took Accutane or generic isotretinoin and developed Crohn's disease, ulcerative colitis, or inflammatory bowel disease months or years later, then call our law firm. You may be entitled to compensation. Call 1-800-494-1715.
Each week during football season, Geico and the ACC will let you decide on the play of the week from around the conference. The first nominee for play of the week is Georgia Tech's Joshua Nesbitt, who breaks through the Virginia Tech defense for this 71-yard touchdown run. And the second nominee is North Carolina's Dwight Jones, who hauls in this 67-yard touchdown from quarterback TJ Yates. Log on to the ACC.com each week to cast your vote and pick the play, presented by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Call Geico at 1-800-947-AUTO or visit geico.com.
It's game time at Carrabba's Italian Grill, the best in Italian dining. Now, here's the best of the ACC.
Montel Harris continues to lead the ACC in rushing. The junior ran for 183 yards and 3 touchdowns in the win over Wake Forest last Saturday. Damian Berry and Andre Ellington did not play last week due to injuries. TJ Yates is having some kind of year. The North Carolina quarterback passed for a school record 439 yards and 3 touchdowns in the win over Florida State last week. He ranks second in passing behind NC State's Russell Wilson. And Daquan Bowers leads the nation in sacks, averaging 1.39 sacks a game. The Clemson junior has 12.5 on the year, which leads Brandon Jenkins of Florida State. And that's the best of the ACC, presented by Carrabba's. 14-3 is our score here at halftime. I'll tell you what, as the weeks progress towards the end of the season, there are only a couple of weeks left in the regular season. Every game is important. These two teams here still have something to play for, still have a shot at that championship game. Let's check now our ING direct scoreboard. And Boston College a point over Duke at the half. Wake Forest, NC State gets underway in about 15 minutes. Wisconsin all over Indiana. Northwestern leads Iowa. Louisville and South Florida got a good one going. West Virginia shutting out Cincinnati. That's at the half. Minnesota 10 over Illinois. Michigan, Purdue got a good game. In the SEC, Tennessee leads Ole Miss, and Vanderbilt on top of Kentucky 13-10. Now here are the ACC games today. They are big. Virginia Tech, North Carolina might be the biggest concerning the Coastal Division. Obviously Virginia Tech in control. They haven't lost a league game all year. Clemson, Florida State, huge game in the Atlantic. Wake State, that's another big Atlantic game. And Maryland will be playing Virginia. Now, there are a lot of ACC championships going on this time of year, including field hockey, where the ACC consistently has 3 or 4 teams in the Final Four. This is Maryland and North Carolina. You might see this matchup for the national championship. Maryland was able to take this 5-2 in Winston-Salem, but I dare say those two will meet again in the NCAA tournament. Soccer pitted Maryland against Wake Forest. Ashley Grove scored a goal for Maryland, but Wake, who had never won this tournament in penalty kicks, comes away with the winner after 2 overtimes and PKs. Now tomorrow, the men's soccer championship will be decided at Wake Men's Soccer Park in Cary, as North Carolina, the #1 seed, will be taken on Maryland. And if you want more information on these tournaments and everything else that's happening in the Atlantic Coast Conference, check out ACC Sports via your iPhone or iPod Touch with the all-new official ACC Sports app, presented by Haviland. Download today for breaking news, video recaps, and real-time scoring of all ACC football games. Visit theacc.com for more information or search ACC in the iTunes Store. We got a good one going in Atlanta today. We're at halftime. 14-3 is our score. We're back with more after this word from your local ACC station.
Look at all the Toyotas for sale. Let's go with...
I'm selling my Toyota RAV4.
Do you know anything at all about the Escape?
It's a nice light blue color, much like my eyes.
My goodness, it's true. The mileage is extraordinary, 28 miles per gallon on the highway. It's a voice-activated sync system.
All around, it's better than my Toyota.
Now, drive Escape and get 0% financing plus $1,500 toward your first 3 payments. Or lease an Escape for $239 a month. See your Southern Ford dealer.
Take 2 cars, one covered by these guys, the other covered by 21st Century Insurance. They have the same coverage and, oh boy, the same door dings. Same coverage means same repairs. But drivers who switched from Progressive to 21st saved around $496 a year. And that was before we lowered our rates. Call 888-514-2121. 21st Century Auto Insurance. The same great coverage for less.
If you've been injured in an auto accident, you've got problems. Let me help you figure them out. Hi, I'm Frank Kitson. My law firm concentrates on auto accidents. Let's get started today. Call me now at 407-245-2887.
The Ford F-150 is the world's #1 selling truck, and Puff and Ball Ford will beat any deal on any Ford truck by $500. Guaranteed. Puff and Ball has trucks, and more trucks in stock. Central Florida's favorite truck dealer is Puff and Ball Ford Lincoln in St. Cloud.
If you won't let me in, you can't really love me. I know about Gail.
I don't know what you're talking about.
If you just tell me what happened.
35th and Archer. Next stop, Hamilton.
UVerse brings you entertainment across all 3 screens on your TV, smartphone, and online. Now get up to $300 back via promotion cards. AT&T. Rethink possible.
SunTrust presents the Solid Play of the Week. Virginia Tech special teams were solid once again last Thursday against Georgia Tech. With the game tied in less than 3 minutes remaining, the Hokies' David Wilson returned this kickoff 90 yards for the decisive touchdown. The score was Wilson's second touchdown of the game as the Hokies edged the Yellow Jackets 28-21. And that's our SunTrust Solid Play of the Week.
You like it loud, you like it honking. I said the party won't be revving till we crank it to 11. Get it rockin', it's rockin'. I'm gonna say it loud. I love football and I like it loud.
Bridget Tatum got us going. She got it loud early. She's going to get it loud here for the start of the third quarter as Georgia Tech still very much in this football game. I think we saw early, we were worried that Miami might run Tech right out of this stadium, but they didn't do it. And Tim and Arch, I thought Georgia Tech made some good adjustments on offense and defense, got a little something going there. This is going to be an interesting second half.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question about it, Mike and David. As you look at that first half, of course, you had Millard's touchdown. You had Barry's touchdown. It looked like they were going to blow it out. McCarthy picks up the fumble. He takes it in for a touchdown. That's called back. Then all of a sudden the game changes.
Yeah, 3 consecutive punts in the second quarter for Miami, and now we've got a football game going to the final 30 minutes.
All right, let's go back and take a look at some of those plays we just talked about because Miami was rolling early.
Well, Miller gets the 12-yard touchdown on the opening drive, just blew down the field, running the football 8 times, only threw it twice, come right back. Barry, second series of downs, he shoves it in the end zone, and we thought, whoa, look out, Miami's going to blow this one wide open.
And here's the play that had everybody talking. This could have blown it wide open. And Colin McCarthy picked this thing up and just strolled into the end zone. We thought it was going to be 21-0.
Well, the play gets reversed after a huge discussion, several reviews. Tech retains the football, goes down, kicks a field goal, and really stabilizes defensively in the back end. And as you look at the stats now going here, the GMC halftime stats, the thing that begins to stick out at you, Georgia Tech plays, they start possessing the football, and Miami was 0 for 4 on third down in the first half, 3 consecutive punts to close the half.
And also not on the GMC halftime statistics, Scott Blair's 38-yard field goal has made this a ball game. Georgia Tech goes into halftime with a lot of momentum and a lot of memories. They were honoring the 1990 National Championship football team here at halftime. We'll see how they inspire for the final 30. Bobby Ross is getting them ready.
Now get behind the yellow. Bass Pro Shops presents the Catch of the Week. With the Miami Hurricanes trailing by 2 in the final minute of last weekend's showdown with Maryland, Leonard Hankerson came up big when it mattered most, hauling in this 35-yard touchdown strike from true freshman Stephen Morris. The game-winning grab was Hankerson's 10th touchdown reception of the season as the Canes edged the Terps 26-20. And that's our Bass Pro Shops Catch of the Week.
Any Italian would find it impossible to pick just one taste of Italy. At Carrabba's, we feel the same way. Choose for a limited time Parmesan crusted chicken or our juicy wood grilled sirloin and crab cake. Always hand prepared, always from scratch and always the freshest ingredients. So enjoy all the flavors of Italy tonight at Carrabba's Italian Grill.
What if we told you there's a new utility vehicle out there with the most advanced engine in its class? That it has 3 cylinders with dual overhead cams. That it has 50 horsepower and intense acceleration. Now what if we told you it was a John Deere? Prepare to have your expectations shattered by the fastest, most powerful Gator yet. The all-new XUV 825i, exclusively at your local John Deere dealer.
The Ford F-150 is the world's #1 selling truck, and Puffenbaugh Ford will beat any deal on any Ford truck by $500. Guaranteed. Puffenbaugh has trucks, and more trucks in stock. Central Florida's favorite truck dealer is Puffenbaugh Ford Lincoln in St. Cloud.
Meg's dark secret.
Mom, do you ever feel not so fresh down there?
No, there must be something wrong with you.
Really?
Yeah, I've never had that problem, and I don't know any woman who has.
Next, Family Guy.
Tonight at 10 on My 65. You can indulge yourself in golf paradise. Call 800-949-4444 or visit rtjgolf.com today to plan your fall getaway.
ACC football is being brought to you by BB&T, by your Carolina Ford dealers, by Liberty Mutual Insurance, by Carrabba's Italian Grill, and by Haviland.
ACC football is brought to you in high definition by H.H. Gregg. You'll find the biggest selection at the lowest prices. H.H. Gregg, price and advice guaranteed. 14-3 is our score as we start the second half. Miami on top. Let's go downstairs to Mike.
Thanks very much, Tim. Paul, what did you tell your guys in the locker room? What do you need to do to get the offense going?
Well, we just got to finish drives. We moved the ball some. They're pretty good on defense. We just got to finish when we get down on their end.
All right. Good luck second half. It's Paul Johnson, Tim.
Pretty good on defense is an understatement. You look at the quarterback comparison, 5 of 12 from Morris. Tevin Washington just 1 for 4 passing. Matt Bosher getting ready to kick off to Bostic and Peoples. They'll be standing on their own 5. All set to go in the third quarter here at Bobby Dodd Stadium. Spectacular afternoon. And Miami started averaging 10 yards a carry on that first drive, but now they've been slowed down, and Georgia Tech gets it first here in the second half. This is B.J. Bostic. And Bostic out to the 23-yard line. That's where they'll start. What do you have, Mike?
All right, thanks. I'm down here with Bobby Ross, who coached that 1990 team. And Bobby, I got to ask you, what stood out in your mind about that team that was so special, won the national championship?
Well, I think, first of all, was our game at Virginia, where we were on the road. We were 13.5-point underdog, and we pulled it out. We were behind 14 at halftime, came back and won the game. And then I think, of course, whenever you can beat Georgia and you're a Georgia Tech man, you want to do that. And then finally, of course, the real ultimate was the game against Nebraska, winning and doing what we accomplished.
Well, you were a great coach at a lot of different places, but that includes Maryland, where I understand you coached a guy named Tim Brandt. Tell me about that.
Well, Tim Brandt was a heck of a football player for us. Played defensive end or outside linebacker. 1971, I think it was, and he did a heck of a job. An outstanding player for us.
All right, we're going to go back upstairs to him right now.
Very kind of him to say that. I think memory goes after a while. This is Washington on a big gainer, got behind everybody inside the 40, and Georgia Tech is on the move.
Well, Georgia Tech established the outside ground attack in the second quarter. Then they reestablished Allen to the inside, and here now is Tevin Washington, and this is what he brings to the table. He's got great speed now when he gets to the edge, and just a shoestring tackle kept Tevin Washington from being in the south zone here at Bobby Dodd Stadium.
A gain of 28. The Yellow Jackets are rolling. And timeout, Georgia Tech.
The snap. Georgia Tech called timeout. Their first charge timeout.
I'm not sure that's a timeout they want, but we'll be back.
An accident doesn't have to slow you down. From new car replacement and guaranteed repairs to 24-hour claims assistance, we do all we can to help you move on. Liberty Mutual Auto Insurance. Responsibility. What's your policy?
Haviland with Deposit Shield. The deposits that attack your engine every time you drive can cause friction, robbing it of performance and fuel efficiency. Haviland shields it. Because a clean engine runs better. Defend your engine. Haviland with Deposit Shield.
Only Polaris delivers true razor-sharp performance. The only trail-capable side-by-side, the 50-inch Ranger Razor. The only true sport, Razor S. And the only four-seat sport, Razor 4. Razor, Razor S, Razor 4. Razor-sharp performance from Polaris, the #1 maker of ATVs and side-by-sides.
The Ford F-150 is the world's #1 selling truck, and Puff and Baugh Ford will beat any deal on any Ford truck by $500. Guaranteed. Puff and Baugh has trucks, and more trucks in stock. Central Florida's favorite truck dealer is Puff and Baugh Ford Lincoln in St. Cloud.
Meg's dark secret.
Mom, do you ever feel not so fresh down there?
No, there must be something wrong with you.
Really?
Yeah, I've never had that problem, and I don't know any woman who has.
Next, Family Guy.
Tonight at 10 on My 65.
13:51 to play here in the third period in Atlanta. Miami 14, Georgia Tech 3. David, that's not a timeout that they wanted.
No, Paul Johnson burned a timeout. I don't think he had Roddy Jones lined up where he wanted him. Lamar Owens, who coaches that position, went out and talked to Roddy right on the play.
Here's the quick flanker screen. Melton had a blocker in front of him, gets the first down, almost breaks it to the 25. They'll mark it at the 26-yard line.
Oh, what a good job. Now, this is just a screen to the outside. You have to get blocks out on the edge. Block there from Stephen Hill. Excellent job of making a defender miss. And now Georgia Tech threatening.
Pick up of 14 yards. First down and 10 at the 26. Washington, the pitch. This is Peoples to the 20. Gain of 6. Now Georgia Tech will start to move the ball, melt the clock, shorten the game.
Good job of knifing through with two defenders. Good block there by Orrin Smith. Orrin Smith did a good job of getting a block out of the edge. That's going to be something we'll talk about throughout the rest of the broadcast. Can they block on the edge against this great Miami defense?
Oh, what a great job defensively. Well, Sean Spence with a tackle.
He's talked about getting blocks out on the edge, the fake to the back, dish it to Orrin Smith, and an outstanding play by Spence. Boy, Spence has showed up in a big way today. He knew he would. This is a linebacker core that knew that they'd have to play at a high level against this multifaceted attack that Georgia Tech brings at you. They had to play downhill and play fast, and the linebackers have answered the call.
That's why Spence is the leading tackler. Third down and 6. Washington wide open. Cone. Touchdown, Georgia Tech. Kevin Cone. 22-yard strike.
Tim, you see run after run after run come at you, and Miami actually messes the coverage up here. You see, they drop Cone in the flat. Nobody there. Nobody home from Miami. They try to rally back to make the play. And a good job by Tevin Washington to continue outside, extend the play, allow Cone to free up, and then get him the football.
Scott Blair on for the extra point. And it's good. So Tevin Washington is just 4 for 7, 76 yards, but Cone was wide open. He found him, and we've got a ball game.
Moby Dick.
Searching for Bobby Dick.
AT&T and BlackBerry have teamed up to evolve the smartphone. AT&T. Rethink possible.
The path to financial freedom needs to be clearer. You want to be confident in your choices every step of the way. At BB&T, we've spent more than 135 years sharing our knowledge, helping clients manage their day-to-day finances and reach their long-term financial goals. When you're better informed, you head in a brighter financial direction. Talk to us today about where your money can take you and know how it feels to know more. BB&T, official bank of the ACC.
You boys got no 2 sensor and the socket to change it? And you boys have the best prices on all this. Can you hand me a wrench?
This week, it's the Pep Boys Holiday Travel Event. Get a Castrol GTX Do-It-Yourself oil change, just $16.99. That's 5 quarts and filter, only $16.99.
Pep Boys does everything for less.
How does the new GMC Sierra PowerTech go to work? With a 5.3-liter V8, an Eaton automatic locking rear differential, Bluetooth connectivity, and 3 months of XM radio. The engineers at GMC put more into the new Sierra PowerTech so you can get more out of it. And now get more when you use your $14.95 PowerTech discount to get a total value of $6,000 on the 2011 GMC Sierra.
Back at Bobby Dodd Stadium, 12:01 to play in the third, 14-10 ball game.
Tim, this is Von Telemack. Here's where he is caught in a quandary. Do I come up and support the run, or do I stay back and pass? Watch what he decides to do. He comes up to support the run. They throw it right over the top of his head to Cone, and Cone scores. That's what this offense does to you. Do I support the run, or do I defend against the 1 or 2 passes they're going to throw my way?
6 plays, 76 yards, took 251. Here's a return by Craig Cooper, and it's covered well. So with 11:53 to play in the third, Georgia Tech now changing the momentum of this ball game and within 4. There's the drive we just told you about, the 22-yard touchdown catch by Cone.
Tim, I think if you're Miami now and you're Randy Shannon, what you're going to do is you're going to get back to what you did in the first quarter. You're going to get back to trying to pound the run game with these 2 outstanding backs. Randy wants to get back to getting it on the offensive line's shoulders, take it out of the hands of his quarterback a little bit maybe.
He's going to throw on this one, does to Hankerson. Hankerson has a first down. He's got plenty of room in front of him. Hankerson is on the move. Can they catch him? Inside the 10, touchdown Miami. 79 yards.
Or you can throw it to your All-American wide receiver and let him run 80 yards for a touchdown. Boy, what a good job by Randy Shannon. Conventional wisdom, and that's what I use there, is we're going to get back to what we did in the first 2 drives. We pounded the run game. We'll protect our quarterback a little bit, and we'll move the football systematically down the field. He knew that that's what the opposition was thinking, too. They came out play action, and he makes a good throw to Hankerson. Hankerson's his best player out on the edge, and he pays out in big dividends.
And he's a lone strider. Bosher adds the extra point, and just like that, Miami strikes and makes it 21-10.
Well, let's watch the linebackers step up. Linebackers are completely inside the line of scrimmage to take away the run, which provides a nice throwing lane to Hankerson. Hankerson just simply runs down the field, runs a curl route, and Morris puts the ball on him. And this is what Hankerson does after catch.
Wow. Well, Morris should like that when Leonard Hankerson came clear. And once he got past the secondary, the lone strider, they weren't going to catch him.
All right, here he is right here. All Hankerson's going to do is going to come up and he's going to curl in this zone. Watch the backers step to take away the run and provide the throwing lane. Nobody in the lane to throw the football. Huge hole, and now it's just on Hankerson. Can you catch me? Tech couldn't.
Hankerson now has 3 receptions, 132 yards, a touchdown. And he's got 11 touchdowns for the year. And that ties him for the record. Look at this. Tied with Michael Irvin. 11 touchdown catches this year. 6'3", 205-pound senior from Fort Lauderdale. He had 45 catches last year. He's got 50 this year. B.J. Bostic looks for a little hole, couldn't find a crease. Takes it out to the 22-yard line. Mark it at the 23. Boy, can they strike quickly.
Boy, you come right back now. If you're Georgia Tech, you've got to come back and answer the call. That's what you've got to do when a team puts points on the board against you in the way Miami struck. You've got to come right back.
But it stuns you.
Oh, no question about it. Especially when you're a young quarterback that just took your team on a long drive. You make a play, get a touchdown, and you're hoping to get over there and catch a breath, get a defensive stop. You don't get that.
I'll tell you this. Miami has a history of striking quickly. Georgia Tech trying to respond. This is Smith. But Georgia Tech now has 16 touchdowns that took 2 minutes or less. Quick strike attack. We'll see if Georgia Tech can respond. Smith with the carry there. Bring up second down and a long 2.
You really feel now, Tim, don't you, that Tevin Washington has settled into this game, that he really has a good feel for the option game, when to pull it, when to tuck it, when to kick it out to his backs. I think he's in a nice rhythm right now.
He keeps it. Gets into the secondary. Needs a block. And he's across midfield into Miami territory. Washington with a big keeper. Jay Finch, the center, a little bit shaken up, but he's up.
Hey, Reed, the defensive tackle, who steps down inside, and then McCarthy whiffs. McCarthy is in the hole to make the play against the quarterback, but Tevin Washington shows his athleticism. He makes the all-ACC performer at linebacker miss in a big play with a sophomore quarterback.
How about Tevin Washington? 22-yard gain there. In the first half, he was just 1 for 4, but on the last drive, he was 3 for 3 and the touchdown. Bringing the Yellow Jackets alive. Straight ahead they go. This is Allen. Allen's had some tough going this afternoon.
Well, that's the #1 option that Miami has to take away in this attack, is they have to take away the B-back or Anthony Allen. He's the dive fake back or give back, and they have to take his option away, or it blows the middle of your defense up.
Well, they've done a nice job with Allen, you're right, especially the middle of that defense, but Washington has responded with 91 yards rushing. Here he is, pitches to the outside. Smith breaks a tackle, cuts back inside. Smith still on his feet to the 31-yard line.
Boy, how about the strength of Smith? Now, there's a lot of Miami defenders around the line of scrimmage. Runs through the tackle of Ray Armstrong right there. How about the strength there of the young running back for Georgia Tech? Sophomore running back Orrin Smith.
17-yard pickup. First down and 10, the ball on the 31-yard line. Straight ahead goes Allen. He's a banger. He gets the tough yards. Second in the ACC in rushing yards, 91 yards a game.
Sean Leavitt, the defensive coordinator for Miami. What a headache now as you prepare, Tim. Think about this. You played defense at Maryland and were a solid player. Think about getting prepared for conventional offenses, and then all of a sudden you've got to face this. You got to completely throw everything out the window that you've been doing and try to play sound football.
It's all assignment defense. Somebody's got to take the dive, the pitch, and the quarterback. And here's the quarterback to the 25-yard line. Anthony Allen just grinds his yards out. The other guys have space.
Yeah, and when you look at Anthony's numbers, and that time Tevin carried the football, Tevin Washington for a couple of yards, so you're at 3rd and 5 in a manageable situation, and probably one that they're very comfortable with. But Allen is the guy you give him the football, the next thing you look up and he's got 4 yards, and they just keep pounding you with that like a sledgehammer.
So far he's got 11 carries, 57 yards. Here's the pitch outside. This is Smith again into the secondary and down inside the 20. They'll move the chains again. So Georgia Tech starting to wear them down a little bit. Tackle made by Ray Armstrong after a gain of 9.
Now we talk about the edge blocking now. Look at Roddy Jones, number 20. Gets the block against Spence now. That's against the linebacker. There's number 20, Roddy Jones. Key block right there against Spence. Kicks him out. You see Orrin Smith, 17, step right in behind that block. And that's the engine that makes this team work. Now, if you can block out on the edge, you're going to have a tough time defending Georgia Tech.
First down. Straight ahead again goes Allen. Gets the tough yards. You're right, though. He gets them 4 and 5 at a time. 7:30 to play in the 3rd period.
I was down in this area where Miami began to crowd the line of scrimmage. Of course, Cone catches the pass in the flat as Telemac commits to come up against the run. So that's another issue that this Miami defense has to deal with now as Tech closes in.
Across that front, Bailey, Regis, Forstenen, Ajomo. Linebackers Buchanan, McCarthy, and Spence. Washington on the keeper inside the 10, down to the 6. Tevin Washington now really starting to apply some magic and attacking his defense.
Well, and you begin to see some of the things that he's watched Joshua Nesbitt give this team, and it's his patience when he decides to turn it up. You don't see him just gas it straight ahead unless he's got some room. He's watched that guy right there run to perfection. Now over 100 yards, 103 yards for Tevin Washington. But watching Joshua Nesbitt and his patience running this offense.
First and goal from the 6-yard line. Here's the quick pitch. It's on the ground. Better get on it. And Miami comes up with it. Recovered by Ray Armstrong. And you have to wonder what Smith was doing, trying to pick it up and score rather than just get on the football. And the coaches will tell him that right away.
Boy, that's a horrible decision by Orrin Smith, who's played outstanding today, but just a lackadaisical effort to dive on the football right there instead of trying to pick it up. Not sure what he was thinking there, but he got an earful from Paul Johnson when he came off the sideline. He can't believe it.
You're right, partner. Paul Johnson was the first guy to greet him when he came off. Ray Armstrong, number 26 there, has a sore knee, had an MRI, can't find anything in it. He's playing anyway with the sore knee and comes up with a big play there. Golden opportunity taken away from Georgia Tech. This is Barry. Almost got out of there. Picks up a tough 3 yards. Steven Sylvester wouldn't let him go.
Barry tries to get to the backside. Now he's going to cut this back in the zone blocking. Boy, a big lick on the outside, but good job of Sylvester fighting off the block and then makes the play on the tackle. But Miami tries to get back to pounding the run. Georgia Tech really crowded the line of scrimmage with a number of defenders, and Stephen Morris has the opportunity to play action again.
They need 6 on 2nd down. This is Barry. Barry picks up a yard. Boonaway is there to meet him first.
Now another one of these 3rd down situations that Miami struggled with in the first half, especially in that 2nd quarter.
Miami Miami has yet to convert a third down, and yet they lead by 11. They're 0-4. It's third down and 5. Morris with time underneath. Oh, he's going to get a good mark. He's right by the chains. Mike James made the catch. This all depends on the mark. And they're going to have to measure.
It's just a check down. Just James leaking out of the backfield. Good job of Morris getting the ball on him right away. Didn't wait. Got the ball on him right away. Jefferson right there to make the hit, but he is right at the marker.
Keep in mind, it's not where his body was, it's where the football was. It's the forward progress of the football, and that's enough for the first down. ACC football is being brought to you in part by GMC. It's GMC Truck Month. Tim Brandt, Dave Archer, Mike Hogwood with you. 5:04 to play in the third. 21-10 Miami. Georgia Tech just had a golden opportunity, did not score, instead put the ball on the ground, and Miami has it back. This is Barry. Barry's first down run, picks up a couple.
Now, this is kind of what I thought on the last drive, Tim, they were going to get to, pounding the run, but they decided to take their shot, try to catch Georgia Tech, and they did, but they've gotten back to what they did well in the first quarter.
I agreed with you 100%, and obviously the Georgia Tech defense was expecting the run. I mean, the rules of the game at that point should have been straight ahead, no fair dodging behind that big offensive line. Second down and 7. Morris to throw again, and batted away nicely. Gerard Tarrant went up and batted it away.
And again, Tarrant, the safety, that tells you how aggressive Georgia Tech's gotten. Sylvester's going to show up 34, and Tarrant, the safety, 37, is going to jump in the air and bat this away. You got a safety and a linebacker in the backfield, so you know that Al Groh right there, defense coordinator, getting aggressive now. He's committing a lot of people to the line of scrimmage.
Last 3 coaches of the year have come from Georgia Tech. Paul Johnson the last 2 years, Al Groh the year before that, and Miami wants a timeout. Timeout on the field, 14-16 to play in the third quarter. We'll take a timeout after this word from your local stations. We'll be back.
Wait, is this a joke? I'm getting that queasy feeling that sometimes accompanies jokes.
Do I look like I am joking?
No, but that's sometimes part of it.
The Office. Tonight at 6 on My 65. On the next 2.5 Men.
Am I old enough to have coffee now?
Still think armpit farts are funny?
Yeah.
Then no.
Tonight at 7 on My 65.
Your attention, please. Experience the extraordinary. See Blue Man Group live at the Sharp Aquos Theater at Universal Orlando. Right now, Florida residents can experience Blue Man Group and save $30 off the box office price. You don't just see Blue Man Group, you become a part of it.
It's the year-end sell-down here at Toyota of Orlando on West Colonial Drive. Hi, I'm Tom Park.
I'm Angie Stevens, and we're here with Mr. Toyota. And Tom, it's no secret this is the best time of the year to buy.
Angie, it's perfect. We give you our lowest prices of the year. We give you top dollar for your trade-in. You can drive home a new 2011 Ram 4 for $159 a month, or the new 2011 Highlander SUV for $249 a month, or a brand new 4Runner, only $299 a month. Folks, give us a call, visit us online, and then hurry into Toyota of Orlando.
To help design our new laptop, Toshiba enlisted the help of hip-hop sensation T-Pain.
Everything we do, it ain't hardcore unless it's hexacore. Mega gigabyte, son. Everything in the computer needs my face on it, is what I'm saying. T-Pain, holla at your boy.
Hey guys, look, a wipeable keyboard.
Another common sense innovation brought to you by Toshiba and T-Pain.
Ooh, can I have the box? Look at me. I'm an Iraq war vet in 10 years. Now, we're going to take good care of them.
Next, Family Guy. Tonight at 10 on My 65.
Time to update our AT&T fan vote. We asked you this question. You see the results on the screen. They're dead even in yards, but you can see the difference in voting. Thanks for participating in AT&T's fan vote. 3rd down and 7. The ball on the 27. Georgia Tech in the nickel. Going deep over the top to Benjamin, and it's caught. Travis Benjamin with the catch at the 43-yard line. Butler was there, but it's a gain of 30.
Boy, good job of picking up the blitz by Miami to give Morris a clean pocket to throw the football from. And an excellent job of Benjamin climbing the ladder. Makes a tremendous catch over Mario Butler, the junior from Belle Glade, Florida. Right there, Benjamin. Outstanding play.
Stephen Morris showing you a little bit of everything today. Here he gives off to Mike James. Pulls his way up to the 38. You're watching the ACC Network, an exclusive presentation of Raycom Sports.
Mike James, another kid that stepped up for him, a sophomore, just a sophomore out of Haines City, Florida. Stepped up last week against Maryland, had 51 yards on the ground. So, boy, Miami loaded at the tailback spot.
Orlando Franklin goes to the right of that offensive line. James goes to the left. So they overloaded strong right, came back short side. James picks up 2 yards, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 3.
Miami switching up a lot of, as we look at the scoreboard, BC up on boot. Miami switching up a lot of personnel now, Tim. A lot of personnel changes. Saw the extra offensive lineman in the game. Now they're back to a conventional set. You got 3 offensive linemen right there.
And Miami moves. So they had 3rd and 3, had a good play designed and called, and they got too anxious.
Offense, number 65, 5-yard penalty. We'll make 3rd down.
That's just the 2nd Miami penalty.
Yeah, Randy Shannon decided to go overload. Mark Whipple decided to go overload with the offensive line to the left side, and now they change personnel again and go back to the 3 wide receiver set. So trying to create, Randy Shannon and his offense trying to create some confusion out of a defense, and Al Grove's defense, who's done a pretty good job of slowing them down.
Crowd comes to its feet on 3rd down and 8. 3-step drop for Morris, has it complete. There's Benjamin again, and Benjamin has the 1st down inside the 25.
Boy, this is a laser right here, Tim. This is a phenomenal throw on the slant. He shoots this right over the top of 2 defenders. Benjamin does a great job of squeezing it on his back hip. In a big play, Stephen Morris, the freshman quarterback.
Benjamin had 5 catches against Maryland. He's got 2 really big catches right here in the last minute. Morris with plenty of time. Now he's got some company. Throws to a safety valve. Has it complete. That's Johnson. And Johnson's inside the 10. Pick up of 15, and all of a sudden Miami looks like a world beater.
I love the kid's poise. He's got outstanding poise. Al Grove trying to switch some things up, bring pressure, play coverage, but Morris is poised that time. Just a 2-man route out of play action. Then he finds a check down in the flat.
Here's James. Cuts inside. Touchdown Miami. Mike James. How big is that fumble now by Georgia Tech?
Huge fumble, and then Mark Whipple's trust in his freshman quarterback to allow him to make some plays. Another back steps in the hole for the U and puts it in the end zone. They just reloaded it at the tailback spot, but really impressed with Stephen Morris's poise.
Matt Bosher comes on to attempt the extra point. Good snap, good hold, and the extra point is good. And just like that, instead of being 21-17, it's 28-10 Miami.
Well, you get that the passing game cranked up a little bit, the play action game cranked up a little bit, and what happens at a linebacker spot, and Tim, you can attest to this, all of a sudden you're not sure whether to fill or step back and and get involved in the pass game, and that time played a little bit soft. And Ja'Cory Harris loves the play of his understudy, Stephen Morris.
All of a sudden, Miami's running downhill. 11 plays, 86 yards, 4 minutes and 53 seconds, ate a lot of the clock. 7-yard touchdown run by James makes it 28-10. Haviland with Deposit Shield, giving you a chance to win a VIP trip to the Meineke Car Care Bowl. Gas for a year and other great prizes. Text MCCB1 to 64718 or visit Haviland.com. And that looks like the easier way to get there. Well, as we come down the stretch run in the Atlantic Coast Conference, still a lot of questions to be answered. But we're nearing the end of the race. Of course, you saw on the screen there, next week we'll be down in Chapel Hill for the NC State North Carolina game, which is always at Donnybrook, and North Carolina State still very much in the hunt. This will be B.J. Bostic, a yard deep. He's going to bring it out. And he's up short of the 20. Well, the last time they had it, they sure had a good drive. This, I thought, was going to go the distance and be the money. But once they got it down there, Arch, it fell apart a little bit.
Yeah, they did a good job at distributing the football. Tevin Washington pitching it, keeping it. Oren Smith, major part. But here, just the lackadaisical effort to get on the football, trying to pick it up and make something happen that wasn't there. And Paul Johnson, that destroyed him right there as far as the effort to get on the football and preserve that drive. And Miami in turn takes it and goes back the distance for a touchdown.
First down and 10 for the Yellow Jackets. Washington now throws, has it incomplete, almost caught. Hill had it in his hands. It looked like he was going to hold on, and Hill is shaken up.
Well, he wanted to drop and throw it initially, and then Tevin Washington's going to scramble a little bit. Stephen Hill's going to try to mirror his quarterback and run across the field.
Timeout for an injured player.
As he lets it go, Stephen Hill's going to take a big shot from Harris right there. Brandon Harris with a big lick on Stephen Hill, and Stephen's still down.
Yeah, Van Dyke hit him, and Hill's still down. Not on the field of play, but just off on his sideline. And so they'll stop play with 1:25 to go in the third.
He kind of gets sandwiched here. Van Dyke is trailing, and it's the hit from Harris, number 1. The corner comes in underneath and puts the shot right in the solar plexus, right there. Ooh.
Now, once they find out that he's okay, we all sure hope he is. Had the wind knocked out of him, but they're going to say he should have made that catch.
No question about it. And there's the universal get the wind back move right there.
I didn't know there was a universal, but that certainly is what they do all the time.
Well, I just remember watching back when you played. That's what they used to do to you.
Yeah, absolutely. They want to make sure everything's in the right place.
That may be more so than the wind, I think.
Yeah. Looks like he's going to be okay. Our Polaris hardest working player of the week, Sean Bedford, center, 2009 All-ACC first team, 3.8 GPA, aerospace engineering. Guys out there splitting atoms when other guys are in the weight room. He's a former walk-on, you know. Tremendous story. And there's a tremendous catch by Kevin Cone. Kevin Cone, who broke his ankle last year, makes a fine catch there.
And remember, Kevin Cone is the guy that made the big catch for him last week against Virginia Tech. Goes up the ladder and makes the grab. Does the same thing here. Outstanding coverage. Van Dyke is right there, but Cone's able to squeeze it and extend the drive.
Cone had that 22-yard touchdown catch earlier in this game. 62 seconds left in this quarter. First down and 10. The pitch, the keep. There is Smith. Not much there. And McCarthy makes the touchdown. I guess if you're playing defense, you want to hear that. There's the pitch, there's the keep. Confusing.
And here's the lane. You'd like to see him hit it here. Instead, Oren Smith cuts it back to the inside. And that's where all the traffic is. McCarthy does a good job of getting him on the ground.
This offense has plenty of options with a lot of wrinkles. 2nd down and 8. The ball on the 32. And Washington is hit immediately by Colin McCarthy, who is playing a tremendous game.
Well, Tim, at the halftime break, there's a number of NFL scouts that are here and looking at these players, and McCarthy's name is on the lips of a number of them, and we see why. He's made a number of plays today.
McCarthy had that touchdown called back, but he continues to be involved in so many of the plays. We're ready to go to the final 15. Miami 28, Georgia Tech 10 in Atlanta.
I'm your lucky team, Flag. We've gone through 14 seasons together, but in Flag years, I'm like 130. Now, I'm just holding on by a thread. If you've got cut rate insurance, you could be dealing with this mess yourself. So get Allstate, where agents keep you protected from mayhem like me.
Dollar for dollar, nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate.
Any Italian would find it impossible to pick just one taste of Italy. At Carrabba's, we feel the same way. Now you don't have to choose. For a limited time, try our new crispy Parmesan crusted chicken. Or our juicy wood-grilled sirloin and crab cake. Always hand-prepared, always from scratch, and always the freshest ingredients. So enjoy all the flavors of Italy tonight at Carrabba's Italian Grill.
The Atlantic Coast Conference is excitement, color, competition. 12 schools, one conference, one website, theACC.com. TheACC.com is your destination for exclusive videos, live game day stats, the latest news, standings and schedules. All the info you need to follow the Atlantic Coast Conference. Log on now to theACC.com.
Hey, what's that, HH?
My ticket to must-see 3D at HH Craig.
Then you gotta see the Panasonic Viera 3D TV.
Whoa!
It's not only an amazing 3D experience, it's one of the best 2D TVs ever tested. Even without the glasses, the Panasonic Viera is a whole new world of TV realism.
What could be better?
VieraCast Internet TV?
Candy?
No thanks.
Save now on all Panasonic Viera TVs at HH Gregg.
You are watching the ACC Network, an exclusive presentation of Raycom Sports. We enter the final 15 here in Atlanta. Miami leading Georgia Tech 28-10. Has silenced the crowd. Georgia Tech 5 of 10 on 3rd down. And are faced with a 3rd and 8 here. Washington chased out of the pocket and won't even come close to the 1st down. Tackle made by Marcus Robinson. Our stats through 3 quarters presented by Pep Boys. And Miami's starting to take a stranglehold on this game right here.
This is a situation now where Paul's got it's a tough decision for him. I think it's too deep in his own territory to go. He thought about going for it, but I think he needs to punt this football and let his defense come out and try to get a stop. He thought long and hard about it, Tim. He had Roddy Jones by the shoulder pads, and he thought about going for it, but he realized a little too deep in his own territory.
Sean Poole comes on to punt it away. He's not had a big day, and this is off the side of his foot.
And that might have been the reason why he thought about going for it right there.
That is a short punt, and Miami now will be up near midfield, and again they'll be running downhill.
Let's look at Stephen Morris today. I've been so impressed with his poise. He's got a big-time arm. He can make all the throws quick. Ball comes out of his hands. He does an outstanding job. He's got a great accuracy with the football. Remember now, folks, this is a true freshman. He enrolled in January at Miami, but he's done a tremendous job at getting his playmakers the football, and Corey Harris is his leader on the sideline. He's done a good job of mentoring.
Pretty strong numbers right there, partner.
Yeah, and remember last week, another big day. He had 18 completions for 286 yards last week in a big win over Maryland.
Sean Poole's 20-yard punt gives Miami great field position. And look out, Miller. Miller's got speed. He's a track guy. And if they hadn't grabbed his jersey, he was gone. A 26-yard run. And they'll take it all the way down to the 37-yard line.
Lamar Miller, redshirt freshman, Killian High School in Miami. Boy, he's got great speed, and Mario Butler holding on for dear life, trying to get Miller on the ground. 1,700 yards his senior year at Killian High School. He's a parade All-American.
You're talking about a 60-meter guy right there. He's got 87 yards today. Look out, this is James. James is free. He's inside the 10. Mike James with a big run. Finally stopped by Butler, but James, who was moved from fullback to tailback, started 6 games last year. Big gainer here for 29.
Well, a nice wrinkle to sliding back to the fullback spot. We've already seen him run from the I-back spot, and now he gets that quick hitter, and it's just run to daylight. And James almost put it in the end zone. And now Georgia Tech reeling against the Miami offense that's got its stride going again.
Miami going for the knockout punch. Straight ahead goes James to the 7. We got second down and goal.
And Tim, you look at the numbers of this Miami team. Number 3 in the ACC in offense. Great balance. They're 3rd in rushing, 3rd in passing. They're number 1 in the ACC in defense. You kind of start scratching your head and say, how are they even in any kind of doubt of winning their side of the ACC? It really is amazing.
Miller almost has it. Stumbles down to the 2-yard line. Going for the knockout punch.
Well, they look really impressive. The offensive line has been a strength today. You talked about how it's been a tough time to get some consistency on that front wall. They've got some young kids playing at right side. Brandon Washington, a sophomore, and Chantel Henderson, a true freshman, playing on that right side. But they've answered the bell today.
Yeah, this is a young ball club, really talented. It continues to improve. I'd like to see him play Ohio State now. That was a loss they took early. Barry down near the goal line. He'll be short.
Good job by Steven Sylvester, number 34. Outside linebacker. Shoots through the middle on a little stunt and is able to get Barry on the ground. So you're forced now with an opportunity for Georgia Tech to get a stop.
Fourth and goal. They need 1. Barry. He's not going to get there, I don't think. Georgia Tech made the stop. Sylvester came in and punched him early, and he got a lot of support.
And it looked like that Julian Burnett came up with the football. There was a big hit at the apex. And Julian Burnett came out of the pile with the football at the 1-yard line. Let's see if this ball comes loose. Tarrant, the safety, going to meet him in the hole, and there's the ball popping out.
Definitely out.
Big hit. Sylvester and Tarrant provide the hit. Boy, what a good job of taking on the lead block by Sylvester. Tarrant comes in for the safety spot with a big hit. And Julian Burnett, number 40, going to come out of the pile with the football on a huge stop for Georgia Tech when they needed it most.
He reached the ball out when he went up and over. He was going to try to reach it across. Wasn't going to make it anyway. But the ball came loose while he was in the air. Let's go downstairs to Mike.
Oh, you see Jay Finch at center right now. You talk about Sean Bedford, hardest working guy. He's in the locker room. He's got cramps. They do expect him back.
Georgia Tech bangs the ball out, gets it across the 5, goes Anthony Allen. So they got a little room to breathe now.
Well, what happens now with Finch coming in at center, he's number 50. He's in at center for Bedford. That means Will Jackson has to come in at the left guard position. So redshirt freshman Finch, redshirt freshman and Will Jackson, 52. Those two gentlemen right there, 2 young kids. And Will Jackson could not finish the Virginia Tech game 10 days ago on a Thursday night. So he is in there playing wounded.
Second down and 4. Allen again. So it'll bring up 3rd down and a long 2, almost 3. Here's your season statistics against today. Wow. Ball still on the 9. 3rd down and 2. Georgia Tech. Pitch back. They're going to lose yardage. Peoples never had a chance. That was a misread by Washington. Had he given it to the dive man, he had the first.
Well, this is one where he thought he had space to the outside, and here is why people are licking their chops about, if you're an NFL scout, about Colin McCarthy. Colin McCarthy, middle backer spot, runs by the block and just completely destroys Peoples on the pitch.
Everything he does is inside out, and he brings tons of leverage. Sean Poole on to do the punting. His last punt was 20 yards. The average is just over 40. Benjamin standing at the 45. He's going to get a chance to return this. Now he's going to fair catch it. Timeout on the field. 9:12 left, and the clock now is an enemy of Georgia Tech in favor of Miami.
Change. It can be right at your fingertips. Progress Energy is bringing you new ways to save energy and money. More alternative energy, like solar, and smart technology, like advanced carbon-free nuclear. Because clean, reliable, affordable power makes a difference for you and the world around you. Learn more at progress-energy.com.
I feel like we're forgetting something. Did you tell Lori to check the mail?
Mm-hmm. Did you lock the back door? Good.
The alarm. Is it set?
Let me check. Now it is.
Arm 2 away.
CPI, changing the way you look at security.
CPI made that easy.
The official app of the ACC is now available. You're a download away from having the Atlantic Coast Conference at your fingertips.
Oh, nice play with the steal. They got numbers.
Live scores and stats, exclusive videos, live streaming, schedules, standings, news, and more.
He's running through the secondary. Touchdown!
Download it now for your iPhone and iPod Touch.
It has the following of a rock star, but the work ethic of a roadie. It shows up to work with something to prove every day. It's not the kind to climb the corporate ladder, but it'll be more than happy to carry a few. Get a 2011 Toyota Tundra with 0% APR. That's $47.91 average finance savings and no payments until 2011. Plus, get Toyota Care with complimentary maintenance and roadside assistance.
Closed captioning for ACC football is brought to you by Bojangles, famous chicken and biscuits. It is bow time. Now there's the championship trophy that was won by Georgia Tech last year. They were pretty much taken out of the hunt when they lost to Virginia Tech in Miami, trying to stay very much in the picture. They take on Virginia Tech next Saturday, and they are still alive.
And how about that ACC championship game a year ago, Georgia Tech and Clemson? I don't think you could have asked for a better football game throughout the season than that football game was.
No hurry here for Miami. Now they just want to milk the clock and shorten the game. Miller goes straight ahead. Miami with 451 total yards today, averaging almost 9 yards a play.
No whistle, Tim.
They say that the ball was loose, and Georgia Tech says they've got it.
Never heard a whistle from the officials.
Well, they're going to confirm. That was weird.
Yeah, Georgia Tech's got it.
Miami coaches aren't happy about it, but it's a turnover, and Georgia Tech is still alive with 9:01 to play.
Back-to-back plays to the inside in the ground game, and fumbles. Back-to-back fumbles. This time Miller going to carry it, and he kind of gets caught up in the wash trying to get extra yardage, and there's the ball out. Ball comes out. Good job by Tarrant to come in from the safety spot, get it, And boy,
Previous play is under further review.
So they're going to look at this again. Gerard Tarrant with 3 interceptions, a touchdown, 2 fumble recoveries for the season. He has one there if it holds up.
Well, Tim, if this stands now, if this is a fumble, how about the play by it? Looked like Tyler Horn, the center. He realizes that Tarrant's picked it up. If he doesn't make this tackle, Tarrant scores. Watch Horn 60. I think it's Horn 63 is going to realize. I believe that's who it is. Let's see. No, it's
Harlan Gunn.
It's Gunn. Watch Gunn now. He sees him. Now, if Gunn doesn't make that tackle, Tarrant's going to score. Now, the ball is certainly out. I mean, from that angle, I don't think you could see anything there.
Here's the call.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands. First down.
You're right. Gunn saved the touchdown, and Tarrant has scored 5 non-offensive touchdowns over the last 2 years. He would have had 6.
Yeah, he was gone, and it just so happened that Gunn happened to be standing up there and was able to wrap him up. But Georgia Tech's defense has come up big here the last 2 snaps.
Still plenty of time with 9:01 to play. First down for Washington. He's going to throw. He's got company and just throws this ball away. What a job today by Colin McCarthy, David.
Tim, it's been a joy to watch, really. If you like defensive play and you linebacker play in particular, he's done it in a lot of ways. Tackling the quarterback, blitzing the quarterback, playing down the line of scrimmage and putting the quarterback on the ground. But he has brought bad intentions every time he's arrived. And let's not forget the play that gets called back, the fumble return for a touchdown when he scooped and ran. Talk about a big day for Colin McCarthy.
I think had that touchdown counted, he would have been the National Player of the Week. Averages 8 tackles a game. He has 15 here today and has just been blowing up plays.
He just made another play right there that won't go in the box score. It won't show up on the stat sheet. He redirects Orrin Smith on this route, and it makes Tevin Washington hold the football to the point where he had to throw it away. But it was just a simple play of redirecting the receiver as he crossed the middle of the field by Colin McCarthy.
He's going to play on Sunday. 6'2", 240-pounder. One of the leading tacklers in the Atlantic Coast Conference. Had 6 tackles last Saturday against Maryland. Here's Allen with a big gainer out near the marker. Just short of the first, depending on the mark.
Miami's done a great job of taking Anthony Allen away. Had to really be disciplined. Play selection right on the number. So they have played exactly as if you got the readout. If you're Miami's defense and you got a printout sheet of what they like to do, they stuck to it.
I know Paul Johnson would probably disagree with me, but this offense is not one that will score quickly, consistently. And again, the loss. Jones had absolutely nowhere to go. Sean Spence was there first.
The Butkus semifinalist, Sean Spence, scraping across, and look who's right behind him. Number 44, Colin McCarthy. These 2 linebackers have really showed up in a big way today against this multifaceted offense for Paul Johnson.
They can flat out run. This defense is really physical. Pursuit angles are great. They know how to get your attention, and when they get there, they just make you pay.
Well, they're impressive. I don't know why both those guys aren't on the Butkus list.
So Miami takes over at the 49-yard line in Georgia Tech territory with 8:03 to play. And the Canes didn't do a very good job the last possession to melt the clock at all. Instead, turned it over quickly. Left side, big hole into the secondary. First down. Mike James. Right by the stakes. This will depend on the mark. Looked like he initially had enough. It'll be close. They say it'll be just short.
Boston College fighting to become bowl eligible in Durham today.
Duke giving them all they can handle.
Well, Iowa getting all they can want from the Wildcats at Northwestern.
Second down in inches. And They get the first down. Mike James, who's having a good afternoon, pushes it across. 7:13 to play, Mike Hogwood.
374 yards of total offense. Guys, this offensive line is absolutely huge. They've won the game at the line of scrimmage today. Randy Shannon says he wanted consistent play out of it. I think he's got it today. Tim, you saw him get off the bus yesterday. You said they were huge. Well, I've seen it in person down here. They are indeed really big.
They certainly are. There's no question about it. You look at that offensive line, averages 320 pounds a man. Some think underachievers coming into this game. They haven't produced a 1,000-yard rusher since 2004, but they're really taking charge here now. Mike James again. Not much there. You know, when you think about it, Miami's offensive line really has struggled in mediocrity the last handful of years. But last year, the offensive line was improved, and it continues to get better and better. Certainly today, they look terrific.
Well, what they've done now, Tim, and you talk about how big they are. When they break the huddle, we'll see it. But they've got 5 offensive linemen on the field. They've taken the tight end out. And this group right here, those are all offensive linemen on that side of the ball.
2nd down and 9. Absolutely nothing for James that time. He may have lost a yard.
Well, what a good job. Jason Peters, number 92. Good job of standing up at the attack. We talked to the Georgia Tech coaches yesterday, and Peters has been their most consistent player down in and down out. He's done a good job of playing the run and also providing some pass rush. He's just a strong, tough player. Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Jason Peters.
Just to put an exclamation point on the offensive line, it gave up 35 quarterback sacks a year ago, ranked 100th in the nation. This year, only 12 sacks in 9 games. Straight ahead, James again to the 35. 5 minutes, 8 seconds to play. Miami about to go to 7-3. And a pretty big matchup against Virginia Tech next Saturday. For Paul Johnson, back to the drawing boards.
And in talking to Paul yesterday, I think he realizes that he had to reload his football team. He lost 4 great football players, all in the National Football League a year ago, or this year going in the draft. And he knew he had to reload some guys, and he's got some redshirt freshmen, and we've seen some of the young talent today. Tevin Washington, Orrin Smith, B.J. Bostic, those guys with some guys that are waiting in the wings. This Georgia Tech team is going to reload.
Miami.
On 4th down and 8, Miami takes a timeout. We'll take one as well. 4 minutes and 33 seconds still remain.
Remember when Christmas was magical? When new fallen snow was better than any playground? And when milk and cookies turned into presents under the tree? Let's get back there. At Santa's Wonderland inside Bass Pro Shops, you can write letters to Santa, make ornaments, play games, even get your picture taken with Santa, all for free. That's right, free. Time passes. Hold on to Christmas.
AT&T covers 97% of all Americans. Rethink possible.
What if we told you there's a new utility vehicle out there with the most advanced engine in its class? That it has 3 cylinders with dual overhead cams? That it has 50 horsepower? And intense acceleration? Now what if we told you it was a John Deere? Prepare to have your expectations shattered by the fastest, most powerful Gator yet. The all-new XUV 825i, exclusively at your local John Deere dealer.
Character. Commitment. Excellence. Qualities that lead ACC student athletes to success. and a place amongst the nation's best in athletic competition and academic achievement. The official corporate partners of the Atlantic Coast Conference salute these young men and women as they carry on this proud tradition.
It's Bo time at Bojangles, where you can get chicken, biscuits, and tea for breakfast, lunch, or dinner.
Miami faced with a 4th down and 8 at the 35-yard line. 4:33 to play in the ball game, and the Canes lead Georgia Tech 28-10. Morris on play action. Goes to the corner. Draws a flag on pass interference. All over him.
This is the one that's so hard on a defensive back. This is a poorly thrown football from Stephen Morris. He's just going to try to hang it to the outside, and because it's so poorly thrown and underthrown, Butler's got no chance.
Pass interference. Defense number 2. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Tommy Streeter, the wide receiver, is 6'5", 210 pounds. This was a mismatch, and he couldn't get back for the football.
And see, the ball is grossly underthrown here, and Mario Butler has a tough time relocating the football because receivers gearing down for the football, and just a tough scenario for him there. But he did get into the receiver. It is a good call.
Miami 4 minutes and 26 seconds away from getting their 7th win of the year. Wildcat formation. Now they're playing everybody. This is Cooper, and Cooper's down inside the 10 to the 6. Actually came up under center was Miller, or Whipple rather, and he gave it to Cooper.
Yeah, Spencer Whipple in the game now, and here's Greg Cooper. 3rd in school history in all-purpose yards is Greg Cooper. Boy, you take out those other 3 guys, and here they flush this guy in. Well, you got to be on the swivel now to play this team at the tailback spot.
Spencer Whipple, the new quarterback, is 6'2", 210 pounds. He's a junior. And he gives it to Cooper. Keep in mind, Cooper was the leading rusher of this team 3 straight seasons. He's recovering from major knee surgery that he suffered in the Champ Sports Bowl against Wisconsin.
How about the 2 guys he trails on the all-purpose yards list, Tim? 3rd in school history. He trails Otis Anderson and Santana Moss.
That's pretty good company right there, partner.
Sure is.
2nd down, 6, ball on the 6. They can still get a first down by the goal line. Or correction, it's 2nd and goal. Patrick Hill, the ball carrier, as we come down the final 3 minutes and 13 seconds. Put the ball down on the 1. Dominating performance by the offensive line of Miami. Hankerson was strong today. Terrific job by Morris. Damian Barry banged out the tough yards. Trying to push it in here.
I think the ball's out
loose again. Got a new quarterback, so they had a transition problem there on the snap. As Randy Shannon gets everybody into the ball game on a gorgeous afternoon here in Atlanta.
And just the ball came right up through the hand. This is a quarterback. You can't allow the heels of your hand to separate. And that's what happens if the ball squirts between. You've allowed your hands to come apart. And that one's on the quarterback.
4th down for Miami. This is Cooper, left side. Touchdown Canes, Greg Cooper. And a senior out of Memphis gets 6 more.
Boy, that looked like the Greg Cooper of old right there as he put that left foot in the ground and goes north and south. Just sweep left side, gets the good block on the edge, and when he decided to go north and south, he got there with some ferocity.
Everybody happy for him. That's a pretty good comeback story. Didn't know what his future held after the Champ Sports Bowl when he did hurt that knee. Bosher on for the extra point. It's good. 35-10, Miami. We'll be back.
Every day you face financial choices, large and small. When you make the right choices, you head in the right direction. At BB&T, We've spent more than 135 years sharing our knowledge, helping clients become more informed in all areas of their financial lives. With our checking and savings options and online and mobile banking, it's easier than ever to find the direction just right for you. Talk to us today about your banking needs and know how it feels to know more. BB&T, official bank of the ACC.
We all love our dogs, but there are times you just wish you could turn off their barking. Well, now you can with Bark Off. When you'd prefer that your dog didn't bark, simply switch on the Bark Off. And when your dog does bark, it sets off an ultrasonic signal that's inaudible to human ears, but instantly captures your dog's attention. Bark Off is the pet-friendly way to instantly get your dog to stop the nuisance barking. Bark Off is battery-powered, so you can use it in any room in your house. And if you've got a noisy dog in your neighborhood, Bark Off is the perfect way to keep them calm and quiet. Other bark prevention devices cost up to $70, but call now and you can get the pet-friendly Bark Off for just $10. But call right now and you'll receive a second Bark Off as a bonus. Just pay separate shipping and handling, and you get them both for just $10.
Have your credit card ready and call 1-800-420-7792. But call now because we're giving away a bonus second Bark Off with all of today's orders. So call 1-800-420-7792. Call now.
You're watching the ACC Network, an exclusive production of Raycom Sports. Here in Atlanta, 2:18 to play. Miami up big on Georgia Tech, 35-10. Boy, does this set up some kind of matchup next week, Miami and Virginia Tech. This broadcast is a copyright presentation of the Atlantic Coast Conference. Any use of this broadcast without the express permission of the Atlantic Coast Conference and Raycom Sports is prohibited. Five touchdowns by Miami today. 5 different players have scored. This is B.J. Bostic. He's got a crease. Well, Miami has stayed very much in the hunt. And David, as we look at the Coastal Division race, Virginia Tech certainly in the lead, 5-0. But here comes Miami. Now, Miami goes into Virginia Tech, can sure make this thing interesting. And a lot depends on Virginia Tech and what they do, obviously.
Absolutely, and it's the big game with North Carolina later on today. North Carolina, Virginia Tech, how that plays out. But it certainly could get interesting should the Tar Heels rise up and give Virginia Tech a tough time. All of a sudden, North Carolina, Miami, Virginia Tech all of a sudden become right back in the picture to try to play in Charlotte.
And North Carolina, Butch Davis has them playing extremely well after all the adversity that they've been through and the controversy, and all of a sudden Carolina's coming into its own.
Yeah, how about the win last week against Florida State? So we see North Carolina next week. That'll be who we have with North Carolina State. That's always a great game every year between those two teams, but a lot on the line for both teams as well.
Just a backyard brawl. This pass to Hill, incomplete.
How about North Carolina? When you start talking about T.J. Yates and what he put together against the Seminoles last week, over 400 yards passing. They win that game late. Florida State can't convert on the field goal.
I give all those guys so much credit with everything that was surrounding them and whirling around them all season, trying to stay focused, get off to a slow start, stumble a little bit. They're coming on really strongly now.
They really are. It's been an impressive effort by the guys that are on that team, the leadership, the senior leadership.
This pass is complete out to the 21. Kevin Cone, who had a 22-yard touchdown today, takes it down to 61, or correction, 2:01 to play.
Sprint out, took a big lick at the back end. Boy, Tevin's going to have to find a cold tub someplace to soak the body after this one.
I think you're going to find a cold tub later. Clock moving again. Now they stop it. So they're going to push that clock back to 2:01. Shouldn't have been rolling.
2:01. The clock properly started on the signal and will start again on the ready for play.
Boy, Stephen Morris, you got to be impressed with him. How about that? Look how young that kid looks. Like he's in 7th grade.
Here's the flip outside to Smith. Flag is down on the play. Well, national recording artist Montgomery Gentry headlines FanFest during the ACC Football Championship weekend in Charlotte. FanFest has something for everybody and is highlighted by a greatest hits show from these country music stars. Get your game tickets now and don't miss the free event being held Saturday, December 4th, prior to kickoff. All you have to do is visit ACCFootballCharlotte.com for tickets and a whole lot more. Montgomery Gentry pushing it back.
Yeah, Georgia Tech picks up the first down on the option play to Oren Smith, and it has to come back because of an illegal block in the back. So now they have to reload here, now 3rd and 7.
Washington on the quarterback draw, steps up, has some room, has the first down. Still on his feet. Washington continues to move across the 40 and up to the 45-yard line. They'll mark it at the 46 before he's finally knocked out by Jared Campbell. Gain of 28 yards.
Boy, he does a good job of running behind his pads. It's not a big kid now, 6'1", 205 pounds. He's got some quickness and he has some good top end speed. And see how the pads drop. He runs through a lot of tackles. Really, he's been impressive today. I thought he did a nice job of playing the quarterback spot. I don't think he got enough help around him, but he certainly did some good things on his own. He's well over 120 yards rushing now.
Here he is again, stumbles coming out of the center and overthrows the intended receiver, who was Melton. Stops the clock with 1:25 to play. You know, we were talking about the Coastal Division. How about over in the Atlantic Division? That is an old mess over there. You still have a wide open race.
If you're an ACC football fan, this is amazing. When you start talking about Florida State sits on top, but the two teams that hold their own destiny is Maryland and NC State, because they get an opportunity to play. Remember, NC State already has the victory over Florida State, and Maryland plays Florida State in a couple of weeks.
NC State plays Wake today, and the Wolfpack heavily favored in that game. Meanwhile, Maryland plays down in Charlottesville, and that's a dangerous game for Maryland. Maryland historically has not played well in Charlottesville.
Well, how about how Mike London has the Cavaliers playing? They beat this Miami team after what we've watched today. How about that effort by Mike London's crew to beat this Miami team on their field a couple of weeks ago?
Unbelievable. I had to watch the tape to believe it. I mean, this is probably the most talented team individual players in the ACC, Miami.
Yeah, and that's what we get whenever we talk to coaches. They say, hey, have you seen that crew down in South Florida?
Hal Gross says if you grade a team on how they look and how they dress, there's no contest. It's all Miami. Hey, for the first time, fans of the Atlantic Coast Conference will be able to stay connected with ACC Sports via their iPhone or iPod. All you have to do is touch all new official ACC Sports app presented by Haviland. Download today for breaking news, video recaps, and real-time scoring. All ACC football games as well. Visit theacc.com for more information or search ACC in the iTunes store. High-tech social media. The Atlantic Coast Conference.
And we talked about two young quarterbacks that were going to play today, and we've talked about Stephen Morris, and he's been outstanding. But Tevin Washington, I think, really has answered the call. He's over 100 yards throwing the football. Remember, they just mixed the pass game in to try to help facilitate the run. You see a nice job there throwing the football, and he's over 130 yards on the ground today.
Here's the toss back to Smith. Smith's got room. Down inside the 30, still on his feet, inside the 20 to the 15. No quit in Georgia Tech.
This is a young kid they're going to watch run the football here for the next couple of years. Oren Smith, he's been impressive. Had the one play where he didn't aggressively get on the fumble, which I think, if you look back at a Tech perspective, was a monster play in the game. Going into the end zone, didn't get on the football. But Oren Smith is another young player that's going to be here for a couple of years.
Georgia Tech does a clock play to stop it at 47 seconds. Knowing they can't win the game now, but they still want to gain some pride, get another score on the board.
Mark Smith came into today, right there, number 17, came in averaging 11.6 yards a carry.
Randy Shannon has emptied his bench, has everybody playing. Washington throws, incomplete, should have been caught. Inside the 5.
These are the kind of plays, Tim, as a quarterback that you need guys to make. Okay, it's not a perfect throw from Tevin Washington, but you've got to go down and catch the football for him. Even if you slide on the ground, make a catch for him. That extends drives. It gives the quarterback confidence. There's a lot of tasks to a play like that.
Daniel McCain had it in his hands. You're exactly right. Should have made the catch. 3rd down and 10 now. 41 seconds remain. Clock not a factor. Washington just trying to get on the board. Throws underneath. Incomplete again. That one intended for Tyler Melton, but it draws a flag.
Yeah, it looked like Ryan Hill got in a little bit early there on Melton. Kind of changed his body. We'll be able to see that on the replay as his body gets distorted a little bit because Ryan reaches in and pulls on him just before the ball arrives.
How about this defense allowing only 5 touchdown passes coming into this
Pass
game?
interference on the defense. The ball be placed in the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
Well, watch the body now. If we can see the back end of this play, just right at the end of that, just turned the body. Here's the ISO shot. Just reached in with the right hand. See, grabbed the arm. Just kind of turned the body just a little bit, and that's what the official saw. Yeah, this is a tough red zone defense now.
Pitch outside, looking for the end zone. Can't turn the corner. Down at the 5. Embry Peoples, the ball carrier.
Ray Armstrong coming up from that safety spot to help make the play. He's had some injuries, plagued with injuries. He's 3rd on the team in tackles, but up the strength now. Going to reach up, pull him down with the left arm, get him on the ground. This is a defense, Tim, coming into today, number 2 in the country in allowing touchdowns in the red zone. Once you penetrate that 20-yard line, only 38% of the time do you come away with a touchdown. That's 2nd in the nation.
And number 1 in pass efficiency defense. Ray Armstrong, you mentioned, has been banged up. He's got that sore knee. The coaches were telling us he had an MRI. They still can't find anything wrong. He still has a sore knee, but he's just strapping it up and going.
Yeah, he's a tough kid. Kid that played quarterback and safety in high school. Intelligent player. Seminole High School in Florida. Sanford, Florida.
Washington looking for himself. Can't get there. Ball's loose. Still alive. And Georgia Tech gets it back.
It looked like Miami came down with the football. Boy, good scramble by Tevin Washington here, but at the back end, he doesn't take care of the football. And Miami, who's forever stripping, ripped it out of there. Looked like.
We'll see this again. It looked like Georgia Tech came up with it, and Miami came out of the pile with it.
Yeah.
And so Miami steals it away and has the turnover, and they take possession again with 15 seconds left.
Here's Jared Campbell. Jared Campbell gets the strip. He's a senior. All the way from Aurora, Colorado to play for the U. Jared Campbell.
This is Miami's final road game of the regular season. Miami beat Georgia Tech 33-17 in Miami last year. They come up here and they win for the first time since 2004 in this stadium, 35-10.
Well, 2 impressive wins behind the freshman Stephen Morris. The big win last week on the late touchdown throw to Hankerson over Maryland, and then to come on the road and beat Georgia Tech.
Look
soundly.
out. And that'll stop the clock with 7 seconds left. Storm Johnson, the ball carrier.
Well, Randy Shannon was looking for some consistency out of his football team, and short of a couple fumbles here and there, and I think he got a nice consistent performance out of his football team. They started fast. They got 2 quick scores, put Georgia Tech behind the 8 ball right off the start. Tech tried to level the playing field with pretty good defensive effort in the second quarter, but it was just too much Miami's offensive line and too much of good solid play for the quarterback Stephen Morris.
Formation more than 3 seconds. 5-yard penalty. First down.
So that's a moot point right now as Coach Johnson looks in. You see the disappointment, the frustration. Miami with 5 different players scoring touchdowns today, and there was touchdowns of 88, 88, 79, and 86 yards. And finally, we got the three-yard score by Cooper late. Long touchdown runs. So that's the ball game here at Bobby Dodd Stadium in Atlanta. Miami gets its 7th win of the year. They go to 7-3, 5-2 in the conference. 35-10 is the final. Let's go downstairs to Mike.
Randy, I know you're obviously proud of this team. Offensive and defense really came to play today.
We really did. I think it shows you a little bit about this character of this football team and guys trying to find their identity as a group, and they came out and played well. Really enthused about the way the running game performed today, the way the defense really performed and stuck with the scheme what we're trying to get done. And that's a total team effort today.
Especially your offensive line. Looked like they really controlled the line of scrimmage. Those big guys were focused.
They did. I mean, that's the one thing that we did. We've been challenging them the last 2 weeks of staying focused, and we had to depend on those guys. And those guys really came out, played well. The run game kept going. Got some positive yards on 1st down and 10, which I thought was key to this game, is us getting positive on 1st and 10.
Well, you need a little help, but you're still in the race to get to that championship game.
Well, you know what I always say, you got to take care of your business and everything will work itself out. So we did what we had to do today. Now we just got to, get back to Miami and then get ready for next week's opponent.
And that's a huge, huge game next week.
Big game for us and big game for the conference also.
Virginia Tech, and any thoughts about that game?
No, not really. Just got to enjoy this victory today, enjoy time being here today, and we'll get back to Miami and see what we need to do.
All right, Randy. Good job today.
Thank you.
All right, Tim, back up to you.
Good job by Randy Shannon. Terrific job by the quarterback, Stephen Morris. Morris, 10 of 18, 230 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 rushing, 16 yards. Spectacular day by Stephen Morris. More after this.
I'm your lucky team, Flag. We've gone through 14 seasons together, but in Flag years, I'm like 130. Now, I'm just holding on by a thread. If you've got cut rate insurance, you could be dealing with this mess yourself. So get Allstate, where agents keep you protected from mayhem like me.
Dollar for dollar, nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate.